the audio. Audio 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Audio 1, 2, 3. Audio 1, 2. Everybody, I think the stream is live now. How's it going, everyone? Please let me know how the audio levels go. My microphone situation is a little odd, so I suppose I'll have to sort that out another time. Okay, I just want to thank everyone for hanging out, for enjoying the episodes here on the channel, and a huge thanks to everyone who's already picked up the game. Hero of Destiny was killed by the final boss. I'm really excited to be able to create a new game and share it with you guys. So I'm gonna boot it up here. I've just installed this on my Switch too, and I'll be just starting a new save file and just hang out and talk. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I make a little announcement on Discord here. So I'll be back 1 second here. I'm just gonna be typing. Let me get this. Now stop Discord here. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited to be able to get a new game out. This is a game where I just had a massive amount of fun. I wanted to explore what it would be like for the characters. I wanted to tell the story from the perspective of the NPCs. You know what their view of the world is, and I wanted to explore the idea of the king of this kingdom. He's sort of told these people that live in this world. He sort of said, hey, the hero of destiny, kind of gets a free pass. Just let the hero of destiny do whatever he wants. But if you give someone a key to the world like that, what sort of attitude would they have? And I thought there would be this kind of recklessness to a character like that. So that's how I wrote the hero in the Hero of Destiny. And I think something like that is just interesting to explore a concept like that, because it's something that yikes, I was like, we joke about things like that, and it's funny, but to have a game fully explore that, I think is just interesting. So if anyone needs a copy of the game, let me know in the chat, and then I will get a download code for you. Just tell me, hey, Sven, how's it going? Yeah, just tell me what region you're in, if you are in North America, Europe, or Australia. Those are the three regions that are separated in terms of the download code. So let me know what region you're in. Look, I know everyone's got a really limited budget for games, and if you just want a copy of the game, just let me know. You don't have to justify it. If you want to get a copy for a friend, give a friend a copy of the game. Just let me know in the chat, and then I'll put a download code in the comment section for you. Blue Bastard, how's it going? So let's take a look at extras. I'm gonna turn on high res mode. I really like that. I'll leave easy mode off. No EXP. If you want to challenge yourself and try and go through the game without any leveling up, I think that's an interesting and fun challenge as well. I'm going to turn permadeath off. By default, it's on. The game is fully designed for permadeath to be on, and it's balanced around that. But look, I know permadeath, it kind of sucks. So you can turn permadeath off, and for this, I'm just going to turn permadeath off. Let me just double check my music situation here. Okay, so all right, let's play some music. Let me know if the music ever gets too loud. Best of luck with the launch. One day I hope to pull myself together and be where you're sitting right now, and I bet it feels real damn good. You can do it. If it's something that you care about, if it's something that you really want, you absolutely can do it. It just takes a massive amount of work. And if you're not afraid of work, and if you're not afraid of challenge, then you absolutely can do it. I've been around long enough to meet a lot of people and to recognize and understand I'm not that smart. I'm not really that talented. I'm not that smart. And I have met people who are truly talented and truly intelligent. And so I understand that to make up for that, I just have to put in hard work I have to put in way more effort than I think I would have to if I was very intelligent. But making games is what I want to do. That's my dream. I want to make cool stuff for people. And so that's, for me, I understand I'm just going to have to work very hard at this. There are other people that will be able to do this much faster and much easier than me, but I'm not other people. So if making games is what you want to do, then absolutely you can do it, because I can do it and I'm not really that smart. So go for it. If that's what you want, go for it and do it. And it's very rewarding to create something that you care about, that you've created yourself, and to share that with people. That's what I care about. It's very rewarding for me. Okay. And again, if anyone wants a download code, just let me know. I kind of don't want to be in the way of the text, because I think what I like is when I've forgotten that I've written dialogue, and I come back and I see the game, and then I read the dialogue, and it makes me laugh because I've forgotten that I've written it. That's always fun for me. Okay, now how do I make the text bigger on... I have the... okay, there we go. I've made the text bigger so I can read the chat. This looks awesome. That's a lot. Hey, thanks for that. Panda Power Rules. Hey, yo. Susanu. Ala Richard. How's it going? Hey, Phantom GB. Good to see you. I was looking at this game, and it reminds me of NES RPGs. Blue Basher, you're absolutely onto something. This game, the entire visuals, there are only 52 colors that are present in the game world environment. And those 52 colors are the exact Nintendo Entertainment System color palette. So this game is designed to use the NES color palette. In the game world itself, there are no colors outside of those 52 colors. And that was a challenge. That is so hard. And why I had to be so very careful with the lighting. There's the final dungeon, which was extremely challenging to work on. But especially in the Colosseums, you have to have readability in the environments. You have to make it so that it's clear where the environment is, what is traversable, where you can explore. And you still have to make the environments interesting in terms of their tonal dynamic. It's so hard. This was such a fun challenge to me, having only 52 colors to work with. Congrats. 1CT3XE. Congrats. I'm excited you've got this set. I appreciate that. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Didn't you create your own game engine? How was it so far? I haven't created my own game engine. I created frameworks, and frameworks are within a game engine. I've worked on other platforms where there isn't a game engine, and you're just shooting from the hip, you're freeballing it, and that I didn't create my own game engine for those other platforms as much as I did just use the development environment, because there is no existing game engine. But in terms of making a game engine, I haven't made my own, but I make frameworks, and the frameworks allow me to make my games in a more organized and efficient manner. So, yeah. When I was writing the dialogue for all the characters and everything, I kept thinking, what would make people laugh? I tried to think about stuff that, like you and I, there's stuff that we understand about video games, that a non-video game player, they wouldn't understand. But we understand because we have shared history in terms of playing games, we experience the history of games. And so I wrote all of this dialogue with that in mind, not to be a parody, but to explore ideas that only we would understand, because we've had decades of experience in games, and we know what games are supposed to be like. We know what characters are supposed to talk like. And so with this, I sort of opened that up a little bit. I thought, okay, what if these characters knew that there was a hero of destiny, and what if these characters knew that their job is to support the hero of destiny? So how do they feel when the hero of destiny just fails in the most catastrophic way possible? I think it's so fun to explore something like that. Akaimitsu. That's impressive. I haven't figured out how to do much in programming games yet. I'm a hold on. I'm scrolling up, sorry. A lifelong business programmer. I understand, yeah. I also like the idea of using RPG Maker, as I can sort of see the algorithms. Yeah, Akaimitsu 1. Absolutely. You can also use Game Maker if you want to make stuff that's more different from an RPG, but RPG Maker it does all of the programming for you, and you use basically a drag and drop what you see is what you get editor. RPG Maker is so strong. I will be uploading regular episodes to help people learn RPG Maker and then share some advice and tips. JDF Skits, hey, appreciate that. Congrats on the game release. I like that. Phantom GB, I was just working on my game earlier. Yeah, I hear you on the dialogue. I have rewritten it a few times. Make sure you send me a DM and share your project with me. I want to see what you're up to and what you're working on. So, in my there has to be, you have to have a starting character. And so my mind, I think the most ideal character to start with is the innkeeper. And if you say innkeeper, we all know what that is. It's the guy at the inn. And I think the innkeeper is the perfect choice for this because in any RPG, in any game, the innkeeper is the least interesting character, is so unimportant, right? Like this guy says, do you want to rest here for the night? So for me, the ideal choice was just, okay, this is the least important, the least interesting character. And I chose the pink hair and mustache. Well, the mullet, right? The mullet is so 80s, but I chose the pink hair because it's very reminiscent of Link from Link to the Past. At some point, many of us looked at it and thought, what is going on with Link's pink hair? And so for me, it was a matter of it was a visual sort of a correlation to you need this character to stand out in some way. That's why they did it in Link to the Past. And I thought having a pink mullet and a pink mustache is so distinct. So despite the fact that the character itself is so boring, it's an innkeeper, having something distinct like a pink mullet and mustache while drawing upon that memory of Link and Link's Past, I thought, yeah, this is it. This is the character that you start with. And of course, there's more than 50 characters. I'm going to share a secret with you guys. After you beat the final boss, there are more characters that become available. You go to the Colosseum, and those characters, you can recruit them into your party. I'll take the Beast Fuser. I'm a sucker for summoner characters. I'm going to say it now. I really like summoner characters. There's a bunch of jokes in here that I really hope people enjoy. Because I just wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to give people something fun. I'm stuck on Legacy of the Wizard right now. The NES era had magic. Oh, you're absolutely right. There is something magical about that. That's why I specifically wanted to restrict this to the 52 colors of the NES. Now, here's something that was such a challenge for me, and it feels like it shouldn't matter. It feels like nothing. But if you have a look at the trees, look at the darkest tone on the trees here. The darkest tone on the tree is sort of this, just so you can see a little bit of black, but really the primary darkest color is the color that's the same as the grass. There is no way for me to make that just a little bit darker. See the bottom of the tree? And that was such a frustrating challenge. I spent weeks fine-tuning and adjusting that. But if I had made the trees any darker, if I'd adjusted that, then it stuck out too much. You see how it's a little bit black just there? And then there's that little bit of blue. If I were to make the tree darker, then that patch would look blue, and it didn't look right. And so that's why the bottoms of the trees blend in with the grass, because there's no other green. There's only 52 colors that are present on screen. And that's kind of that's one of the challenges that I was facing, and the kind of thing that I had to deal with. And it was such an interesting challenge to mull over and to just make a decision on. I'm going to build a party. I'm going to grab a party here. But every character that's here has a unique loadout. And so I wanted to make a game where people can play it over and over again. And then it feels different. You're not restricted to the same party throughout one playthrough. I really meant for the game to be, you reach a point in the game where you find, oh, there's this challenge. And then you go back to town and you swap your characters out. You're meant to play as the whole town, really. And something like that is, I think when I'm conceptualizing my games, I think, man, what would be so cool? What would I really like? And that's how I ended up with this concept. I don't know if anyone here is a Sailor Moon fan, but I had to do this. I'm a massive Sailor Moon fan, so this character class is the Sailor. I wish there was something to right wrongs and strength over evil. Yeah, so I'll recruit Sailor. I'll take Sailor with me. I can handle sailing a ship, but I don't know anything about combating monsters. And then let me know if the music is ever ever too loud or too quiet or anything. I have to catch up on the chat. Is there a CRT option for this game? There isn't, and I was so there was so much to work on, and the very final stage of this game was fine tuning it so the gameplay felt just right, and that was a massive challenge making it feel just right because this kind of game it will absolutely fail if it just doesn't feel satisfying and if the balance of the difficulty is off. And a CRT option is something that I really wanted, but by the end of development, I didn't have time for it, and my focus was entirely on playing the game over and over again and fine tuning the mechanics and the adjustments. There was like the week before I submitted this to Nintendo and Steam, I was creating new weapons and abilities because I realized there were certain characters. There's more than 50 characters. There were certain characters that just didn't feel right. They didn't fill a niche. The balance just felt slightly off. And so even right up to the last minute, I was creating new core content just to add something more interesting to certain characters and to make it feel more satisfying. And I'll go to Sailor. So Sailor's two weapons. She has the hoop and a scepter, or what do I call it? Staff. So you press minus. She has a staff. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if there's any Sailor Moon fans out there, but I'm a massive Sailor Moon fan. I'm going to show you another character over here as well. Let me go grab the character. But if there's a chance where I can update this, I do want to add a CRT option. It is something that I really wanted, and I just didn't have time for it by the end of it. Sven, writing dialogue and quests and a reason to travel all over the place with your team is challenging, at least for me. Absolutely. And it's something that's rewarding and fun, though, and you get better at it. You know, coming up with quests and sending people around, that's so satisfying. I don't know. Sven, you're on Discord, right? I think we've connected on Discord, but make sure you send me a DM and let me know how your progress is going on your guys' project as well. So, I was a big Naruto fan many years ago, and one of my favorite characters got absolutely no attention in Naruto. So you know, if there's any Naruto fans out there, they might get the reference based on the colors and the hair of this character. This character only has throwing weapons. You can see a skill teacher. She has. This is actually, I think this is the strongest throwing weapon that any of these characters get. So she can throw a little pebble. She can throw a pot. There you go. And she can throw a beast net, which stuns enemies for That's 7 seconds. So the bosses will absolutely wreck you in this game. But things like beast net can turn the tide of battle for you, because that's 7 seconds where you get free roam. That's 7 seconds for your characters to cool down on their ability meters. You can strategize, you can heal, build fences and crates for spacing. I'm going to make sure that I get the right I'm barely paying attention to the game, but you know, there's all kinds of different equipment that you can experiment with. Let me see here. Window washer is pretty good. Window washer has wash water. That's good ability. You know, I wanted every character to fill a particular role, but I wanted to treat the game like you're solving a puzzle. As you're going through it, you come across a problem, and because all of these characters are so underpowered, you could easily just get absolutely wrecked. And so I thought it would be interesting if certain characters just solved a problem for you. I'm having a hard. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I'm really stuck on the retro game phase. This looks like it will scratch the itch. I hear you absolutely. Sometimes you just want to play. It's not just the visuals, but it's to me it's the design philosophy of older games. It's that it's more about the adventure and the feeling and the experience. And newer games tend to get fixated on visuals and graphics, you know. And for me, when I create games, it's about the feeling. It's about the end result. What does the player feel? How do they feel at certain points of the game? And to me, that's the most important part. Making game engines and making video games aren't really the same thing. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. You end up getting caught up on the engines if you make it 100%. You know, you sometimes see people online that argue and say, "Oh, you should just make your own engine if you don't like Unity." They're so different. I couldn't make an engine because that's not what I'm good at. That's not what I intend to do. Did I get the bug catcher? Okay, I did. I'm trying to pick like a good range of characters just to show you different things that you can do with these characters. I think Woodworker, who can build a crate? I forget who can build a crate. There's a character. Some characters, you know, I I designed them so they look fun to look at, but also make you laugh somehow. And you're not entirely sure why you're laughing. But there's some characters like this guy. I tried to give him a green tunic, so he kind of looked like he could be he's facing away from the camera. So you look at him, you think, oh, he kind of looks like Link. And then you see him, and it's this balding guy with a mustache. So that was my joke. Was from behind you're like, oh, it's like Link, and then you're like, oh no, that's not Link. That's Link's uncle. I think that's funny. Okay, good. That's the carpenter. You can build a crate. I'll grab one more. Who's interesting? Who's there's so many characters. There's so much you can do. Ooh, ducks. Okay, I'm gonna grab. There's a lot. There's just a lot to do. Well, I'm in shock. I didn't check you out a couple months ago, and your channel blew up. Wow, congrats, man. Hey, thanks for that. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'm bad at YouTube. The way that I do this channel, the algorithm doesn't like it, and I know it doesn't like it because I want to just make stuff that I think you guys would find fun or funny or interesting, and I don't have one specific format. I like doing a bunch of different topics, and the algorithm really doesn't like that, and I don't care. I just want to do stuff that I think you guys will find fun and interesting. So if you press minus, okay, so I want to make sure people have equipment. If you press the A button on your status screen, it'll toggle between your weapons and your armor. So I want to make sure everyone has armor here. And if you press plus, you'll see that you have some items here. You have a magic ball. Magic ball you can use to level up your weapons. I'm such a fan of ranged weapons. So who am I going to put with me here? It doesn't matter really, but I like having. Oh, who's got the ball? Who's throwing the ball? This is a ribbon ball. See, I wanted to create weapons that were not weapons. Like we know what video game weapons are supposed to be. We know, right? And I wanted to create stuff that in lore this feels like these aren't main character weapons, right? Oh yeah, ribbon ball. Okay, the beast fuser. I'm gonna. Okay. So the ribbon ball is on slot 2. Okay. Second. Now there is a glitch that I wasted days on trying to fix, and I couldn't track it down. I looked at this guy's eyeball. One of them's sinking. This is the most frustrating thing. I could not figure out why the game was doing this, so I'm going to be working on that. Eventually in a patch I will fix it, but what? I could not figure this out. And there's absolutely no reason. There is no reason at all why that should be happening. But there will be some NPCs where their eyeballs will sink. Strike me down with a feather if I couldn't figure out what was going on, because it shouldn't be doing it. But game development is like that. Weird stuff is going to happen that you do not understand. Stuff that absolutely should not be happening. And you got to roll with it. You got to figure out a way around it. And given the time that I had, I could not figure out why that guy's eyeball was sinking. So enjoy it and have a laugh while you can. Eventually, I will fix that. RPG Maker also has full-on logic operation system you can manually use to create stuff. Oh yes, absolutely. There is some degree of coding that you can do. There's plugins for RPG Maker and everything. Are there secret bosses? Blue Basher, there aren't secret bosses. There's a Coliseum where that's where you are rewarded for optimizing your characters and finding the best appropriate team. But then there's different Coliseum arenas, and they all have different strategies. So a team that you build for one team necessarily won't work. It's a secret to everyone. When I make more progress on it. Okay, Fandom TV, yeah. Grew up watching the shows. Yeah, another Sailor Moon fan. Ooh, is there a giveaway? Walter Trade. Yes. So if you want a copy of the game, just tell me what region you're in. So either North America, Europe, or Australia, and then I'll put a download code in the comment for you. You don't have to do anything special. If you want a copy for a friend, if you want to gift it to a friend and just surprise them and say, hey, I got a game for you, just let me know in the comment section, and then I will I'll put a download code in for you. What is the difference between a scrolling screen and when it has a still background, a la Resident Evil? So when a screen is fixed, you have, as the developer and the artist, you have full creative control over the feeling, the framing of it. You're framing it in the way that a cinematographer or a photographer, well, it's more like cinematography because there's movement in the scene, but you have so much more control over the feeling of it, how the player feels, what the player sees, but also what the player doesn't see. You have full control over the reveal of content, you know, whether it's a dialogue or a story reveal or a monster reveal with the camera angle change. You have full control, so much more control when it's a fixed camera angle like that. And I find games like that so fascinating and interesting. Whereas with the scrolling type gameplay where the player has control over the camera, the player feels like they have more control because they're able to control what they see, and you no longer really have control over the reveals from you as the developer. I have 2 healers right now, which is really good. There is equipment that increases your healing ability, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys a trick as well. So I'm going to go ahead. So I like the hoops. You can zone enemies out. I'm a ranged guy. What can I say? I'm a big ranged player. Whenever I have a character build, it's going to be a ranged thing. So of course there's options. There's a lot of options to have a ranged party. Like you can see I'm zoning the enemies out hard here, right? You can build a crate. You can zone the enemies out that way. But this area, I designed this area specifically for you guys to be able to grind and level up really quickly, and then collect your green drop. And the green drop, you use that for leveling up your armor. So I need to go back and make sure I get everyone some. Well, it's not really armor, is it? It's just clothes. But you know, the characters are discussing. You know, they're saying like, "Oh, we didn't have armor on the island because the heroes that come through here already have the best equipment. So that's why there's no armor and no weapons on here." And I thought it's just a funny exploration. Yeah. Really amazing, yeah. Hey, how's it going? It's giving a late PS1 energy. I'm down for it. Hey, thanks, Scotty. I'm a massive fan of the PS1 era, and of course the N64 and the Sega Saturn. I picked that move without even thinking because I'm busy talking, but that era had a very experimental nature to the design philosophy of games. The core concept of games were so experimental because we were making 3D games for the first time, and I really love that style, that design philosophy of experimenting and trying something new, because what I really like best about PlayStation 1 games and 64 games is you were never really sure what kind of gameplay you were going to get. You think of games like Bust-A-Groove, the dancing game, you know, Irritating Stick, Nights into Dreams, you know, those games were so experimental. We had never seen games like that before. And so it was exciting. As the player, you were not sure what kind of game you were going to get. This guy can grab and he will jack you up. So I'm going to throw some oil on him. Check if you're in range. My guy isn't. You can see the gold triangle over your head. I'm going to throw some oil on this guy. Oil splash. And then that prevents the enemy from being able to grab. You know, you can, if your characters, if their main weapons are not ranged, you have characters that can throw stuff, and that they lock on. There we go. I killed him by throwing a rock at him. So I specifically wanted no MP because it helps the characters feel like they're not magical, like they're not important. One of the organic mechanical ways that I show that as well is that when you go to the stats screen, every character has a magic stat, but it's at 0, and nobody's magic stat ever increases. And so that was one mechanical, organic way that I can show that these are not main characters. They're never going to have magic. All they have is sticks and rocks. And that was one way to do that. And that's why there's a cooldown meter, why there isn't a skill point or an MP. It's all based on cooldown, because then it implies there's no magic involved. But I think that's interesting. I think it's fun. Did you drop on Switch? Yes. This is launched on Switch today. You can grab this on Switch. I'd love a download code. I'm based in the US. Okay, Walter Trey, let me get you a download code. 2 seconds. Okay. And again, guys, if you wanted a download code for a friend or a family member, just let me know. If I miss your comment, just ask again. I'm sorry if I miss your. There we go. There you go. Punch that in. I would take a download code to share with a friend, US based here. I've got codes for you guys. Here we go. So that first code that I posted, that'll be for Scotty, and then for I think I do an @ symbol, right? Is that correct? Hey Tommy, how's it going? Looks like a Saturn game to me, old school. Yeah, that was the charm. You know, like they're so charming. Those games. There's something really charming about that. Oh crap! This is another one that showed up. And there are enemies, you know, later on. I introduced the weaker enemies, of course, because I'm training you for the final dungeon. Because when you get to the final dungeon, there are enemies that mechanically do something similar, but they will jack up, right? You're gonna get jacked up. Duck. Yes, there we go. The duck is actually the best summon, by the way, because the ducks have, I believe, I've made it so that the ducks have a 100% rate of pursuing enemies. The other summons that you have, the other summons deal more damage, but they have a lower rate of pursuing the enemies. But if you check the ducks will always pursue the enemies. So if you want a summoner build, and I'm going to give you guys the strats because I'm a massive fan of summoner type characters. I'm getting like super worked up because this is what I love about games. It's just the freedom to play it the way that you want, and you're going to start to find out how much I love ranged characters and summoner characters. But you can give your characters equipment that reduce or that they extend the duration of their summons. So I'm going to press the X button. I'm going to switch to Burger. Sorry if I missed your comment. You know, I'm trying to catch up. Is your mic on the fritz? I'm sorry if my mic sounds bad. I'm on a different computer, and for some reason my lapel mic doesn't work well. Super Starry Chiban, Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Okay. Gino Zay, hey, how's it going? Buying it right now for Switch. I've been playing it in Steam for the last few days. Going to play it with my brother. That's awesome. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're playing it, enjoying it, and having fun. The Revenge of the Untitled Duck. Okay, I'll show you guys where to, if you want to summon or build, because there are a number of characters who have a summon ability. So the Birder is one of the summon characters. Go to the Magi Ring shop, and the Magi Ring shop is over. You follow the paths. You know, that's the guild. I believe the Magi Ring shop is down. Okay. Oh, the Magi Gem shop. Okay. Oh, no way. Oh, you guys. Oh, I found a mistake. Very, very, very early on in development, they were going to be called Magi Gems or Magi Gems. And I didn't change the sign. This was must have been one of the first signs that I put into the game. This is so funny. This is cool. Yeah, at the very like the first 5% of planning the game, the magic system was going to be called Magic Gems. And then it was very shortly after that I thought, no, Magic Rings. It's like you can wear the rings. That is so funny. So that sign is wrong. It's cool. Okay, because she says you can wear up to 10 Magi rings. In my mind, in this world, people can wear up to 10 Magi rings. Um, you know. Anyway. Uh, so if you check this, there's a frilly shirt. The frilly shirt makes your summons last longer. Do you want to wear it? I'll wear the frilly shirt. It flows around my body like a gentle breeze. It tickles a bit. Oh, that's funny. Um, do you have the most on YouTube? Most what? I'm not sure. Are the codes for Steam? Walter Trey. Oh, these are for the Switch. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say. Walter Trey, do you need a Steam code? Because I can get them. I don't know how to do it right now because I've never done it before. But these are. Oh, you recruited the Magi Gem. Oh yeah, yeah. These are for the Switch. So Walter Trey, do you need one for Steam? I can try and figure it out really quick right now. Let me see if I can figure it out. How to get your download codes? Let me see. Let me see. I'll figure it out for you. Okay. Steamworks? Let me just try and figure it out if you need a download code for Steam. Get download codes? Get download keys? I'll figure it out. Okay, I'm gonna go to Steamworks. Steamworks login, right? I'll figure it out for you. You should probably DM the code. Someone might use it. Yeah, you know, DMing, then we have to sort that out. And, you know, I'm going to trust people to not be a-holes and steal it. I have trust in people. And, of course, you know, you're going to be wrong at some points, but I'd rather just make it as easy as possible for people. Okay, I'm signing into Steamworks. Okay. Oh, so this, I'll show this to you guys. So this gem, it's the Summoning Crystallia, shimmers with mysterious warmth. You can level up your summons. You can make your summons stronger, but you have to use fire gems. And fire gems are extremely rare. I think there are 2 enemies that throw fire projectiles. And if you catch the fire projectile with a catching net, see how the bug collector has catching net? So I'll put bug collector first. If an enemy throws a projectile at you and you use the catching net, most of the time it will catch the projectile and add an item to your inventory. So I think there's 2 enemies that have fire projectiles, and if you use the catching net, you can collect fire gems that way. And then you use the fire gems here, and it will level up your summons and make them stronger. Okay, let me get my download codes. Okay. Ziggy, you'd like a code if that's okay? Yeah, sure, Ziggy. So the codes, right now, the codes are for Nintendo Switch. So Ziggy, let me know if you are in North America, Europe, or Australia, and then I'll get a code for you. Might have to make a shop in a game where it's spelled one way, but in the future, I have it in the AI remaster where the shop sign gets mingled to another world. That's interesting. That's interesting. Someone used that code. Oh, Scotty, let's see. Let me know if you need another. Let me know if you need a code still. Okay. All right. So I'm just figuring out really quickly how to get my the Steam keys really quick. Okay. Okay. I'm in key. Okay. Steam key. Let's see. Select your game from the list. So I'm going to select my game from the list. I've selected it. I might have to sort the Steam keys out. Let's see. Okay, I sort of found it, but I don't want to bore you guys here. I'll sort it out, and then I'll do another live stream in a little bit, and then I'll do the Steam stuff there because I think I should pay attention to what I'm doing there. Basically, AI remaster on text would be a cheeky reference. Yeah, that's funny. The GTA text makes me laugh, but that's not the only game that's done that. I think that's hilarious. One of the characters in the toilet. So I think did I? Hold on. So I'm going to show you guys something really, really useful. I'll show a super useful trick now. Well, I got some streamer friends who might want a Steam key. Let me know if you want them to run it for you. Yeah, Jose, send me a DM, and then we'll organize that. So whenever I finish this live stream, I'll figure out how to get the Steam keys, because right now I was looking at it, but I don't want to mess up. You know what I mean? 'Cause I should pay attention to it. And I think it's kind of important. So this sign says the monsters in this world will throw magic balls, and they do. You know, I tried to have the characters say things to help you understand. How do we get magic balls? Is there any way we could catch them? So, you know, I tried to make it to where the characters do discuss it in context. It's actually easier to come here with only one character because your party members can get hit by the magic balls when you're trying to farm them. So this grove here, I designed it specifically to farm magic balls. I got hit. Okay, hold on. And once you figure out the timing for the... Ow, I got hit by magic balls. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go, here we go. I'm gonna catch it this time. You wait. See, it's in slowdown? Yeah, I'll catch it, I'll catch it. There we go. Okay, this guy showed up, and he's ruining everything. Okay. Throw your balls. Throw them. I got it. See how it's easier to farm for these when you have one character? So you can see the item get indicator. Ow, see my character got hit. So you can farm for magic balls, but it's easiest if you're alone. Like in real life. Dang it. See, okay, so the other enemy throws mud balls, and those they're not used for anything. I was gonna use mud balls for stuff. I ended up not using the mud balls, but the items are kind of resources. They grabbed Sailor Moon. I mean the legally distinct sailor. There we go. And the wisdom hoop, see that gold thing that's just there, that stays in place? That is the very last ability that I added to the game. And I poured in like more than 300 hours just play testing the game. And it felt like something was missing because to me, it feels really satisfying to be able to zone enemies out in a way that is strategic, and this game is very much about spacing. I wanted it to feel like a turn-based JRPG where spacing was important. And it felt like it was just missing one last thing. And the wisdom hoops, it filled that role of sort of laying an area of effect trap to some degree. And there's a couple characters that have wisdom hoops, and to me it feels so satisfying when you realize the amount of control you have with an ability like that. So to me that's pretty fun and satisfying. Can you deposit characters so you can go solo? Yes. If you want to clear out your party, I'll show you here, but I'll also save my game. I'll save a villager, and if I get 7 of them, will a dragon appear? Other villagers stare at them blankly. Okay. I'm in the USA. Okay, Ziggy. Sure. Ziggy, I'll get a code for you. Right here. Okay, this is for Ziggy. YouTube doesn't have a DM system. Otherwise, I would DM these. But you know what? I trust people to not steal these and be a-holes. I have trust in people. Okay, there you go. Have fun. And that's for the US. Okay, so if you want to get rid of your characters, you just check this red book, and it will clear out your party. There we go. Remove all the party members. And I was the framework that I created for this game, I was doing so much work. There was so much work to do on this game that I didn't have time to create a system that let you remove one member at a time. And it's complicated. Like there was so much work for me to do. And something like that, it would have taken way more work than it seems. Yeah. Because this 8 party member system came about, I was creating a game framework, and you were originally only supposed to have one main character, and then you were meant to have up to 2 follower characters. They weren't meant to be full party members. So this whole framework, the fragment domain, 1 main character, 2 follower characters that had really basic AI. But as I played through my framework more, I understood the potential it had, and so I kept expanding the framework until instead of just having 2 follower characters, you had a full party. And creating a system that let you do that with 8 characters, it took so much work. It was a massive amount of work creating this because I didn't want it to feel like they were followers. I wanted you as a player, I wanted you to feel like you had full control over all of these characters, and fine-tuning it and adjusting it and having it mechanically feel interesting, that took so much work. And so that's why there isn't a way to remove one member at a time. Was I was so busy creating the rest of the game. So that's why there's a book, and it removes all of the members. I'm hoping that I can update this game, and then I can add a way to remove just one member at a time, because now I would have the time to create that system. It would, yeah, it would just take some work. So I don't want to spoil these. These are the Shrines of Great Power. Um, so I'll go in, we'll take a look, but I want you guys to have the fun of solving the puzzles in these shrines yourself. I'll see if this is an easy one to solve anyway. And of course, the enemies can't damage you when you're checking things. This is something that there are only a few moments in my life where I got very genuinely angry. In one moment, I was playing Resident Evil 6 with one of my childhood buddies. We were playing multiplayer over the internet, and my friend checked on something, picking up a key, checking the door, and I just used my last healing item, and the enemies were attacking and damaging me because the camera was taken away from me while my friend checked on something. And by the time the camera was returned to me, and the control of my character was returned, I was at like 1% health, and had no more healing items. And I yelled at the top of my lungs for like 15 minutes, and I stopped playing the game. And at the end of it, my friend said, like, "Dude, are you okay, man? Like, I've never heard you get that mad." I was like, Resident Evil was one of my favorite game franchises, and for something like that to happen in Resident Evil 6 made me so mad. Like, you're supposed to be the best developers in the world. How do you let something like that happen? You know what I mean? Is there a character with a shovel digging holes to let enemies fall into? There is the Grave Digger, and I considered things like that, but it would have taken so much work because I'm using Unity's terrain system and to modify and create holes like that. And the problem is, to create holes, to have this run so smoothly, the terrain system is at an absurdly low resolution, and that's why things look blocky. But that ensures that the game runs so smoothly. That guy's my health is going to get melted away here. I'm gonna get killed if I'm not careful. Do I have a way to? The Wisdom Hoop, it stops the enemies from using special attack. So there we go. I stopped. He should be locked from using his attacks now, and I actually need to be careful because if I'm not, I'll try and zone him out with this. There, I'm safe. There we go. Let's get us another summon out there. Let's throw a pot at it. I should have used a beast net, actually. This guy might kill me if I'm not careful. Let's check my carpenter. I'll hit him with the carpenters. This wood chop, very powerful but limited range. So I switched to first place, Wisdom Hoop him. I don't want to get hit by that special attack again. I've got to get him to walk into that Wisdom Hoop. There, he gets hit by the Wisdom Hoop, and it locks his special attack. There we go. So this is a battle where I have to play it very carefully, or he will kill. Did I get him? I got him. Ooh, that was tense. That was close. I'm going to go back for some heals. So those are moments where if already knew how to deal with that enemy because his special attack does a ton of damage. And if you don't take advantage of the enemy's weakness or you don't stop them from using their overpowered move, then you'll lose characters. And to me, that's interesting. To me, that's fun. I like that. But also, I let you turn off permadeath if you don't like it. I don't like permadeath, but that's the theme of the game. Is the hero of Destiny was killed, you should be able to lose your characters as well. Requiem is really good. Okay, thanks. I haven't played Requiem. My brother, running solo Innkeeper and Delivery Man. Nice. I hope you're doing a 2-player solo. You can do it. That's doable. That was Yellow Demon for Mega Man. Oh, you know what? I'm starting to see the similarities. Valdarko. It was just a blob humanoid. But there is a character with shovel, and that's the Grave Digger. I was worried mentioning the cartridge. So this is probably, I have to be really careful what I say about Nintendo because of the NDA. But in one of my previous games, I had a joke about a cartridge, and then Nintendo asked me to take the joke out because I mentioned a cartridge and the game was digital only. And I was worried that Nintendo would tell me to take that joke out because you go to the save point, it says don't take out the cartridge, and then the characters say what's a cartridge. So I was worried that Nintendo would say you're going to confuse players, please take that out. So I'm grateful that Nintendo let me keep the joke in. I'm gonna farm for magic balls, is what I'm gonna do. No, I should go further on and you know, show you guys more of the game, but the gamer in me wants to farm for resources. It's hard to break away from that. You guys know what I mean. You know, when you have a chance to farm for valuable resources, you want to do it. So that, ow. Throw it. Oh, hold on. Ow. I took too long. Ow, I need space. Got it. Give me the magic balls, man. Give them. Oh no, my cooldown meter. Ow. Got it. Got the magic balls. So after you get the magic balls, you know, I've got 59. You know what? I'll grab one more. It's hard for me to not grind for resources. You guys know the struggle. You want to go to bed. It's 2 a.m. You've got work in the morning, but you found a really good spot to grind for items. You guys know the struggle. you get it. You get it. Thanks for putting an option to take off permadeath. It would have made me not enjoy this game as much. I absolutely hear you. I don't like permadeath at all. It's so irritating to me. But it was important. It was part of the theme of the game. It's part of the fun as well when you're playing it with permadeath on. It adds stakes to it because you want to be more careful with your characters, you know. But I know that sometimes you don't want to have to play that seriously. Sometimes you just want to chill and enjoy the game. So I'll show you where you can put your balls, magic balls. I'll show you where you can put your magic balls. Some people join, and that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. It's fun having that kind of consequence, you know. So we're gonna go to the blacksmith. I still have a clip at Resi Revelations Ghost Ship against Shadow Norman. I played so much Revelations. Oh man, I'm a big Revelations fan. My friend got grabbed with low health, and the first and the one-shot camera came on, but my friend freed himself, but I lost control over my character. Oh, I died. Oh, yeah. Oh man. Oh, Sven, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's basically the same thing that happened to me in Resident Evil 6. So you go to the 20 magic balls, but I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to double check my characters, right? And the reason why I let you do this is because there's some characters that have super weak weapons, right? Like for example, actually I like the artist has ribbon ball. Ribbon ball's really good. Ribbon ball. It's a ranged weapon, but it's ribbons, and ribbons, if you hit an enemy for a couple seconds, it can't grab. So I'm gonna. Okay. So say for example, the first weapon is the one that characters use, right? When they're secondary. So for say, I'll go to say. So I'm gonna level up for the first weapon. There you go, magic balls. See, and then now I only have 46. You know, we'll level up. I tend to level up my ranged weapons, but of course, you know, the melee weapons have more piercing, and if you pierce an enemy, it stuns them, they're locked in place. So it's not that the ranged weapons are 100% better all the time. You know, it's just that they have different strengths. The ranged weapons can stun enemies more after you break their armor. You know what? Artist. I'll level up the artist range as well. Oh man, having an army of characters that just throw a bunch of, pardon my French here, throw a bunch of shit. To me, I thought it was so. I didn't really understand the appeal that this sort of system would have until like 60 hours into testing, and then I finally was able to go into the mini bosses, into the final dungeon, and then I was just able to stun walk them in a corner by throwing a bunch of shit at them. And I realized this is really satisfying. I like this a lot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to level up my green drop. So green drop is how you level up the armor. And that's why I made that starting area that has a bunch of green slime, and then you collect green drop really quickly. That's how you level up your armor. It takes 50. And then, yeah, that's why I put that little starting there, is so that you can get your armor up. So every armor also has other effects. Let me check, because I have a fairly sure. I'm going to say fairly sharp increases my health as well. A lot of the different equipment that you can wear increases your max health. My max health on the burger is 190 right now. I'm going to level that up, and then I'll see what my health is. I do like the choice. I do play the game differently when I play the partner. Yeah, exactly. We play differently. Either you're more switched on and you're more focused and intense, or you just want to relax and chill. Also, the importance of defensive and buffs, debuffs increase a whole lot with permadeath. Exactly, 100%. It matters more. It matters way more. Okay, so your max health increases a little bit. See how my burger's health is 200 now? So let me see what other characters are in there. I should put. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get some equipment for my other characters here. Because not everyone has equipment, so I'll do that now. And then I wanted to make sure this was done in a way that didn't feel like a typical game. We all know how the game is supposed to work. You're supposed to go into the shop, the items are available in the shop, and you equip it. You go into your menu, you equip it. And I wanted this game mechanically and organically to let you know this is not a normal game. You're not playing as the heroes. And in order to help express the idea of you not playing as the hero, I needed a game to mechanically give you a different way to engage with the core mechanics, and that is equipment. And there's no game where this is how you do equipment, right? There's no game where you have to walk into someone's house and put their clothes on. But in my mind, that is how these characters would function, because these are the NPCs. This is their house, you know. And so in my mind, this was a way to organically show them these characters. They have to go through the clothes. Maybe got some raindrop. So I'm probably still be balanced for this character. Let's go ahead and put this is default. But, it's balanced. It's a class. It's the most balanced one. No particular strength. Let's see for my equipment. And one feature I added that was really late in development. When you have the menu open, originally you could not switch party members, because if you did, a bunch of weird glitches could happen. But when I was really late in development, I realized how irritating it was. If you have to, if I didn't add that option, then what you would have to do is you would open the menu, close it, switch party members, and open it again, close it, open it, switch party members. And I realized that's going to be so irritating for people. And so this took like a day and a half nonstop of letting you change party members from the menu, because the framework I built was not originally designed to do that. And say like if characters had their projectiles out and then you did that, it would freak out. The game would just freak the heck out. So that took a lot of work. And it seems like something like that should be simple. It seems like it shouldn't take that much work, but small things like that, it can really have a weird avalanche effect with glitches, Hey, Sinceman96, how's it going? Congrats on the launch, Kevin. I really appreciate it. And again, for anyone that is missing, if you need a download code, I have Nintendo Switch download codes. So if you want a code for yourself or a friend or a family member, if you want to give this gift, just let me know. I'll put a download code here for you, so you can just let me know what region you're in, North Europe or Australia. But how do you feel about playing your own games? I think whenever I play my own games, it's quite boring to what player might experience. Velo Warrior 1407. That is an excellent question. So I'm absolutely with you on feeling that it's boring, but it's you have to play your own game with a different mindset. You will never ever be able to play your own game with the same mindset that someone else will play. And you have to understand that on a really deep level. So when you play your own game, you have to be able to disassociate from yourself to an extent. But when you play your own game, there's a reason that you play your own game. And that is you need to make sure that your game is functional and balanced, and you need to make revisions where necessary. So when you play your own game, you're not playing for fun. And I personally feel, this is my belief, I could be wrong, this could be different for other people, but I do not feel that it is possible for a developer to play their own game just for fun. Because they've made the game, they cannot feel the same way about it that other people feel. You know, there's always going to be some amount of regret and resentment. And I'm not saying that to sound like edgy, like I shop at Hot Topic or whatever, or I listen to Fall Out Boy, but I did listen to Fall Out Boy, long Fall Out Boy. But there will always be some degree of resentment and regret, because you, as a developer, you're always going to have wanted your game to be better. There's going to be things that you wanted to do with your game that you wanted more, you wanted better, you wanted something to be higher quality, you wanted features that you had to cut, you wanted content but it had to be cut. And you'll play the game, and even years later you'll find things wrong with it that other people don't see, but you will see what's wrong with it. And it's how they say you are your own worst enemy. And you can't. You just can't play your own game for fun. So don't try to. You should play your own game only to have a better understanding of it. Because you cannot have a complete understanding of your own game without playing it. And you have to play a lot of your own game to have an understanding of it. I don't want to spoil the dungeons. I'll let you guys solve the dungeons yourselves, because I don't like people doing puzzles for me in games, and that's the fun. But there's a story reason why there are these Shrine of Great Power quests. If you want to defeat the wizard, go to the shrine to obtain more power. You will be more powerful. I've never heard of any shrine in this area. It must be. And you know what? Gentrification is what they call it. You think you live in a small country town, all of a sudden there's a Shrine of Great Power. I mean, we can all relate to that. There's 2 songs playing right now. You should turn up your mic also. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, thank you. There's 2 songs playing. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, I'm dying, Anakin. Okay, so we're gonna chuck that. Have some pot. I'm gonna chuck in that. Okay, there we go. Also, oh no, there's a second one. This is a bad. this is a bad part of town. I'm gonna say it. Oh, but okay. I don't have oil. I should have had a second oil splasher. That is rough. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna go for the heal. Okay, I'm gonna get a summon out actually. Throw some pot. Okay, I gotta get out of here. This is bad. Okay, I gotta get out of here. This is bad. Hard time. So you know how I check out the stats on my sailor. So see, I have level 2 on throw hoop right there. So I used my magic balls. I leveled up the throw hoop. You can see it's level 2, and now my power's at oh no, that's unrelated. It's the farmer tunic has increased my power on the sailor. The throw hoop, you don't get to see the power stat on that. You just know that it's stronger. And it was tough. Like, I love numbers. I'm an RPG guy. I want the numbers. But this was a situation where I had to keep information on screen to a bare minimum, because I knew that I was creating this game to run on many different resolutions and aspect ratios. And this game, I'm finishing up the Android version, and it does work on the Magic X 040, and that's a vertical screen. And you cannot make a UI that will fit that and this without cutting the amount of stuff that's visible on the screen. So I didn't want it to look cluttered. When it looks cluttered and there's too much information, it feels more modern. You know what I mean? So in order to help the game feel older, I had to reduce the amount of information that was visible on the screen. I'm dying, Anakin. Okay, I'm gonna get to the Battle Coliseum now. I'm just gonna tell these losers to get lost. So the accountant is a very good party member, because the accountant can boost your movement speed for the whole party, which is, I have to take this guy out, right? I have to kill this guy. I have to. I have bloodlust. Hold on. I'll send my summons out. Chug these. Chug it. gonna like you. That guy's gonna ruin my day. I started prototyping a top-down RPG inspired by Sorcerium and searching YouTube for tutorials. Found your channel. Hey, if there's any help you want with anything using a particular engine, you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I'm happy to help. I'm happy to offer advice. What engine are you using, Valdarko? This must have been fun balancing. This was so fun. I think this is the most fun I've had balancing a game. Because there's 50 characters, more than 50. Again, after you beat the final dungeon, more characters become available. So when you finish it, come back to this Colosseum, and there will be characters that populate this area, and they all have their own thing going on, and I thought this is just fun. It's a fun way to give people more ways to enjoy the game. So yeah, there's more unique characters after you beat the final dungeon. On what he's currently saying, my view is every game we make is just practice for the next game we make. Absolutely, absolutely. I probably have 400 game projects that I have not completed, that I made progress on, but I don't view them as failures. When you start a project, when you do work on it, and even if you don't finish it, you are still learning. You're developing your ability to understand the creation process and your ability to create games. So even though you don't finish a project, it's still a success in that you're developing your skills. You've improved your skills and your understanding and your ability. So yeah, I have hundreds of games that I have not finished, and they just failed to reach the end point. But it's because of all of those games that I am now able to make these games. They allowed me to develop my abilities. Hey, Nico Marts52, how's it going? Enjoy Magic Balls. Just saying, doing quality assurance can suck. Oh yeah, absolutely. Personally enjoy it, but you're running through the same things over and over again. It's miserable. I have a system through which I organize that, but it is miserable, and it can chip away your soul points. So, as a person, you have life points, you have mana, and you have soul points. And quality assurance will chip away at your soul points, man. I am telling you, it is harsh. I love how the hero of Destiny is named AA. So, I'm the damn West Strike boss with just the two of us main Gs. Oh, Gino's the ghost. You're right. So there are mini bosses that are ghosts. I'm gonna share a secret with you guys. I think there are two characters that can pray, and praying doesn't do anything in terms of combat. But there are ghosts, and the ghosts will jack you up. And if you use the pray ability on a ghost, it insta-kills the ghost with 666 damage. So that is what the priest character is for. The priest character is one of the weakest characters, but he has pray. And pray immediately kills the ghosts. So that's what the priest is for. So there's a little bit of a spoiler, but I figured people would eventually figure it out on their own through experimentation. But yeah, if you're having a tough time with the ghosts, bring the priest with you. And it's just, that's a whole... Yeah, I made it to where the ghosts just suck. They're going to ruin your day. So this is high score based. This is meant to be post-game, though. Oh, I killed 2 enemies. Nice. So all these arenas, they're meant for your party to be pretty strong already. But my characters are not strong enough. So here's a little secret as well. This is the receptionist. The receptionist is recruitable as well. So if you come to the battle arena and you only have 7 characters, you can recruit the receptionist. And the receptionist is pretty good, actually. I did purposefully make the receptionist super, super useful. Watching battles is so great. When people fight their hardest, they shimmer, they sparkle. To me, I was sort of thinking that sounds like dialogue that would come out of like a Super Sentai character, Wouldn't you like to try the Battle Coliseum yourself? Why don't you try fighting in the Battle Coliseum so you can shimmer too? Wow, really? Can I take a break from work and go with you? You don't have any room in your party. In my mind, because I wanted to imagine what these characters' lives are actually like. I didn't want these to feel like throwaway characters you know. And so to me, the receptionist, in my mind, she loves battles. She loves watching battles, and this is her dream job. And I think it's cool to imagine that she gets to take a break from work and she gets to participate in the battles because she's never got to do battles before, and she loves the Battle Coliseum. So that's how I wrote that character. Is she's so excited to join you because then she gets to try doing the battles. You know, and that's for every character, despite the fact that they look boring. I did think about each character in that way, and that's I love writing characters. That's basically my favorite thing. Crack, the delivery man is dead. Did I lose him for good? Oh, Gino's A, there's permadeath. Did you turn permadeath on or off? Gino's A. There's permadeath turned on by default. And if you need to turn it off, um, if you go to options, you can turn permadeath on or off. So Gino's A, you might have lost your delivery man. I'm sorry if you've lost him. But yeah, I have permadeath turned off just so I can relax and play. Um, yeah. Sorry. If you have younger kids, I put easy mode in there in case you're playing with a younger kid. With easy mode, the enemies deal less damage and they have, I think, half HP. Yeah. So, and there's badges as well. Everybody likes badges. So it keeps track of the characters that you've beaten the final boss solo with, and then also characters that have been in your party. Yeah, there's a couple different badges you can get. Those are the kind of things I find fun. So, releasing a game only when it's perfect is an effective way to never release the game. That is, yeah, and Alexander, that's so true. You know, a game can be as polished as you can get it, but nothing's ever perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. You know? Any dream stories? Like the pixelated look on Steam page, is that an option we can toggle in the game? Yes, yes, and yes. Susano, a la Richard. Okay, so you go to extras and then high res mode. You can turn that on and off whenever you want to do the extras. So I'm going to turn off high res mode, and we'll turn it on. And there we go. Now you have the pixel look. And it's tough because I had to find there. I probably spent through development probably around 20 hours just fine tuning this pixelated look because it's so easy to get this wrong. And I'm not talking about accuracy, I mean it looking bad and it making it hard to understand what's going on. You have to make sure that your game can be understood visually. The player needs to be able to understand what they're looking at, to understand where the threats are, what traversal is available to them. Having the limited color palette and the limited pixel density, it was so hard. This was so hard, you know? And I enjoy the challenge, so this was very fun for me to make. But I would say just 20 hours fine-tuning the pixelation. Things like how the walls look. You see how these walls, you know, it can look just awful, you know, at different angles if you're not careful. So I spent so much time fine-tuning the pixelated look. So I'm proud of how it's turned out. This is the best that I could have done with this visual aesthetic, and it was tough. I need to heal. Any dream stories? What does that mean? I'm not sure what your question is, but I don't know. You can clarify it. The biggest and most common mistake I see people making. Oh, let's see. Uh, Blender Game Engine. I'll look into it. I don't know anything about the Blender Game Engine. I'll investigate it. I'd like to learn more about it because I currently don't know anything about it. Grab the magic balls. Yeah. And again, you know, there's certain characters like I think the Sculptor has a really good melee attack here. So Woodchop, and if your character's in the back, they're gonna miss, right? So if you have a very strong melee attack like that as your special attack, go ahead and just make that the first character. And these moves are they're your only super powerful moves. Like I just 46 that guy. You know, everyone is out here, you know, 5ing him and 6ing him. I 56'd him. I don't have a character that increases attack power, but there are some characters that increase attack power, and that is so vital. This is not a good party for the final dungeon. I can tell. This is what I would have to do is just level up and increase my power of my throwing weapons. So okay, so I don't want to spoil anything. What I'll do is I'll save and then I'll go into the final dungeon. We'll take a look at the final dungeon. But I know that this party is not appropriate. It's just not balanced. I'm not covering enough of my bases here. But I'll show you what it's like in there when you're not ready, when you're not prepared. And I've been working on this idea for years, but I wanted an experience where people can go into the dungeon, the final dungeon, and just get absolutely wrecked and go, what the hell? Nick Gamer, hey, how's it going? I think I'm running the classic turn undead. I think I'm running behind on the. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. We brute force the brown ghost. We beat on him for 5 minutes. Yeah, you can. It's designed so you can. And getting this aesthetic was so challenging because you if you don't fine tune and adjust this looks like garbage. This looks so sloppy and messy and rushed. And maintaining the visible legibility of the characters, being able to still identify who they are, where they are. And if you notice, I had to pull the camera back a little bit because I needed more of the battle environments to be visible, and I wanted this to feel like you've gone into an old dungeon from the first Zelda game. And I wanted you to feel more insignificant. So that's why I pull the camera back a little bit. The characters feel smaller, and you feel weaker because of that. Having the dynamic lighting like this was so tough to not make this look like shit. If you're gonna pardon my French. So there's something back there. You need to be able to put the fire out, and I don't have anyone that has water. In the town, I had window washer. I don't have window washer with me, but if you have window washer, then window washer can put the fire out. So let's just go in and let's get wrecked. Let's go in and we'll get wrecked. So these are the mini bosses. Oh no, these are just like arenas. Look, I am genuinely gonna try, but I think I'm gonna get wrecked here. I'll just chuck some of these out. I'm gonna try. Oh, Beast Calm. Yes, yes. That's a couple seconds where the enemies can't damage me. Beast Calm is super important. Yeah, if you have multiple characters that have Beast Calm, you will be laughing. Okay. So now I've got all my cooldown meters. I got my crate there. Hopefully I can get Beast Calm back. The flying guy just went straight through. Okay, I really need to get that Beast Calm back up. I'm going to lose my Beast Fuser if I'm not careful. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, hold on. Get that in. Oh, oh no, I need that. Come on, come on. Oh, I lost my Beast Fuser. That's it. He's gone. I'm genuinely going to try it. I think I can. No, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I think it's possible. Throw one of those. Throw one of those. Get another duck. Get another wisdom hoop out. You know what? I think I can get them both. I can get them. Hold on. Wood chop them. Wood chop them. I chop you. 47, bro. So the enemies actually have a hidden. Well, it's not. Obviously, it's hidden. They have a defense stat, and the defense can wall you out. If you're. Oh no! I should have switched characters. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was busy talking. I was busy talking. I should have switched. I was about to win that, guys. I was going to win that. What platform? Hey, Ray, how's it going? So this is available on Steam and Switch, and I am bringing a free version to the Vita, and there's going to be an Android version as well. So there will be Android. I'm working on the Android right now. I'll probably launch that in another day or two. The Android version. I have a lot of devices that I need to be testing on. So there will be the Android version. I'm so sick of Google and their nonsense and the Android nonsense. I think I'm just going to give out the Android version for free. No monetization. The Vita version will be free, and then we'll see what other homebrew platforms that I can bring it to. I have the skill level of a small kid in video games, so you know I also selected easy mode. There's nothing wrong with that. I wanted a game that people can just chill to, right? I don't really like stressing people out unless it's in a good way, a funny way. And easy mode to me was, look, sometimes you don't want to have to play hard. Sometimes you want to chill. And I came up with easy mode because when I was doing testing, I found that I was getting stressed out having to play 100%. You know, where you're like, oh, I got to play really well. I got to play really well. And I reached a point in testing. Oh, this is. I'll skip that. I reached a point in testing where I thought it would be nice if I could just relax a little bit, and that's how I thought up of easy mode. I thought, yeah, it's good to let people just relax. So I forgot. I forgot who was in my party, so I'm just gonna grab anybody. I remember the sailor. The sailor was in. Look, you know what? Fresh. Let's start fresh. Let's pick up different characters. We can go fresh. We'll go fresh. We'll try different characters here. Assignment X, we have mutual friends of sorts, at least as far as streamers go. Hey, cool. I don't actually use. I'm so bad with social media. I don't actually use it, you know. And you should. You should use social media to engage with people and to. You have to advertise your game. And one of my weaknesses is I dislike telling people to buy things, and I dislike telling people to buy my stuff. And that's just a flaw. It's a weakness. I'm trying to work on it. So with the fisherman, this is a visual joke. You know how in limited color palettes, sometimes things can look wrong? Like they just like, what am I looking at? And I purposefully designed the fisherman to have a color palette where his clothes looked too similar to his body. It is a different color, and it's a different color palette, but I specifically made it so if you're just kind of looking at it quickly, it looks like the character's naked. And I thought that was funny. To me, that's funny. So, yeah, you know, and it's something that we would have seen happen back in the NES days because of the limited color palette. Because this game is restricted to the 52 colors of the NES. I thought, yeah, that is something that we would misinterpret on the NES because they had limited colors, and I thought it was funny. So I'm looking at it, and this is still funny to me. Yeah. Awesome that it's toggleable. No, some don't like it, but I prefer that look in many games. Yeah, I thought it was a way to take advantage of this look. You know, having the low pixel density or the higher one. It's just an opportunity to do more. You know, this kind of look, to me, I wanted to rediscover. Wow, that sounds so douchey. I wanted to rediscover. No, I wanted to re-explore the 80s. It's to me, it's so important to to understand media from different decades, and that's something that I enjoy doing. And from the 80s, there was this strongman Conan the Barbarian design philosophy to many characters. So you're going to see a lot of characters in this game that have this kind of look where it's a tunic with underwear. This is not how we would design a character these days. We would not just put a character in underwear. But it was so typical of the 80s to have a character, this is their outfit. They're wearing underwear. And it's funny, but it's also true to the spirit of the design philosophy of the 80s. And that's why I did it so much with these characters. And it resulted in an opportunity for me to create character designs that I otherwise never would have done. Like, are you serious that this character is wearing a white long sleeve and a pink tunic underwear? Are you serious right now? Nobody would create a character design like that. And then I thought it was funny because of this character, the musician, because he has this underwear tunic look, to give him a weapon that lets him do this funny little twirl. I think it's funny. I thought it was cool, and it's funny. And let's see what these characters have. So I'm going to pick different characters than we've had before, just so we can explore. I don't. What do we got? What do we got? Let's go around. Oh, you know what? Let's go and grab the receptionist. Let's grab this. Come on, matching ring. Oh, I don't know who I want now. This is one thing where I thought. But I like this kind of thing where you're sort of wandering and going, oh, I don't know who I want. Oh, I don't know. Let's grab this character. Does this game have save states in it? Hey, Tommy Steele. No, there's no save states. I strictly wanted the saving to feel like old games. So there's only these save points. And this visual aesthetic, I had to be careful not to overdo it. Because when you have the power, right? You have the power of lighting and shadows, it's so easy to overdo it. And it was so important for me to keep reminding myself to have restraint. And it was only in the final dungeon area where I have all of the lighting and the shadows, and I thought I want to be able to fully explore the visual identity of this game. But there are certain things that you can do in this that aren't possible in just a 2D game. You know how the save point actually casts light, and then you can see the characters actually affected by the light. Things like rotating the camera, these are not things that you can do in a 2D game. And it's such a small detail, but it's small things like that, exploring these concepts. Something like that is satisfying and fun, I think. Ooh, I don't know who to pick. Oh, I don't know who to pick. Who to pick? This is a good problem to have. Is just I don't know what character I will. Let's we'll grab the. I'm gonna show you guys a secret. Are you guys ready? So this is a little bit of a spoiler. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. So there's a joke. There's a fun joke here. Um, okay, I'll have to lead into it. Okay, so there's a bunch of these here. Let's just check the signs. Here lies Samos. She couldn't keep track of her armor. There's a bunch of graves here. Here lies Long. He loved drinking milk. Feel free to explore the graves at your leisure. So, and I wanted more camera angles like this. Oh, it's so interesting. It makes it feel like a DOS game, right? Like you're looking at an old computer game. That's what this feels like. And I thought it'd be so neat. It'd be so neat to have more of this. I really like this look. And I had to frame the camera so they looked flat. Because when you do it in an old adventure game and you say, oh, make the character walk here like that, this feels so charming to me. The fact that these characters look flat and imprinted, despite the fact that they're not. And I did that by cranking up the zoom level of the camera. So the camera is like miles and miles away, and the focal length is just cranked right up to zoom in. That's how I was able to achieve this flat look to make it look like they're in a DOS game. Rip Long. So if you try to recruit a sign, here's what happens. Attempted to recruit the signpost, there was no response. The signpost lacks sentience. Oh well, too bad. And there's everyone thought Mario was punching Yoshi. Yeah, Mouse fan, you get it. We can interpret things a certain way because of the limited uh, fidelity. I think limited fidelity or restricted fidelity is way more fun than having something photorealistic. Because of restricted or limited fidelity, we can interpret Mario as punching Yoshi in the head, and it's funny. It's fun. I've been playing games since the '80s, so these look natural to me. My kiddo likes to look too. Hey, yes, that's awesome. I'm glad, but I don't know if the younger audience likes the pixelated look, and that's all right. If they don't like the pixelated look, they can put it into HD mode. So this signpost has eyeballs. You can attempt to recruit the signpost. Who are you? Can you actually hear me? Whoa, a talking signpost. My soul hurts. Why am I here? Why do I live? The only thing I know for certain is that I do not belong in this world. I hurt. Why do I exist? This is the saddest signpost I've ever seen. We are going to try to stop the Dark Wizard Sazerolf. Maybe I'm a haunted signpost. May I accompany you on your quest to defeat this Dark Wizard? Yep, very well. Maybe I will find meaning in my existence if I join you. I'll take this odd rope with me. It looks like someone left it here in the graveyard. Signpost on the party. So you can have a signpost in your party. Now, if we look at the signpost here, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any skills. Everyone has skills except it. But the signpost is the only character who can learn new skills. Because the signpost doesn't play by the same rules as everyone else, the signpost does not. It's not an NPC, it's a signpost, so it has its own rules. So the signpost actually can learn new skills, and they're very good. They're very good skills. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I can understand. I remember a convention when the Breath of the Wild devs stated they wanted graphics to be simple enough to lie properly. Yes, that's a good way to say it. I've never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense. So that they didn't feel they needed to meticulously do cooking animation. Exactly. That is the difference between abstract and literal. And when you create any work, whether it's a drawing, a painting, or a video game, you have to understand and you have to balance the difference between abstract and literal. And something that is abstract is open to interpretation. So having, say, the Breath of the Wild where the pot just moves and there's cooking sounds, that is abstract. That's not literally what cooking looks like, but it's also open to interpretation and it's more fun. Something that is abstract is more fun, but something that is too abstract can be vague and it can be annoying. And so it's important to balance the abstract with the literal. Side character is hilarious, but there's actually a storyline reason for the signpost character. So having the signpost here, there is something important about the signpost as well. So I don't want to ruin anything, I don't want to spoil anything, but as you play the game, and especially as you go through the Shrines of Great Power, you'll learn more about the signpost. And there is a point to the signpost existing in the story. But I think this is fun. I think having a signpost as a playable character is fun. This is something I like. This is what I like. Whenever in an RPG, if there's a weird character in an RPG, I'm always going to play the weird character. Always. Oh, you'd love a code in North America. Hey, Christopher Bradford, I'll grab you a code right now. Okay, this next code is for Christopher, and I have learned to do the act thing here. Cool. Okay, enjoy the game and have fun. I think if I leaned into the signpost theme, it'd have a sign weapon too. Yeah, yeah. If they swung another signpost, oh, that would have been so funny. Would have been so funny. But there's a reason for the signpost to be there, and I think it'll be fun. It's just, it's a story that you go at your own pace. I wanted the story to be such a way to where it's not told in a conventional way because it's not a conventional game. You're already at the end point of the game, and now you're just sort of free to wander and explore at your own pace. So the Dancer this is really good, by the way. It's power and defense +8. Actually, the Dancer is one of the best lead characters because of the dance ability. What do we got? Oh, fast music. This is so good. This decreases the cooldown time. So if you want to summon her party, what you do is you give them the frilly shirt. The frilly shirt increases your summon duration. And there's a couple of characters, I think there's only 2, that can do the skill cooldown. So you have a musician in the party, you call out your summons, then you use this, and that reduces your cooldown by 4 seconds. Wash water increases the... This is how you can melt through enemies. There are some enemies that have really high defense, and you'll find that your moves do way less damage. So having wash water, the fisherman and the window washer have wash water. Wood trumpet? Ooh, I 47 those guys so hard. Did you see 47 them? Okay. The geologist. Okay, so the geologist is actually good. This geologist is a really good character. And also, I think the geologist is my favorite joke that I've ever told in any game. Because you hear geo and you think geomancer, right? No, this is not a geomancer. This is a geologist. But she has a unique weapon. Throwing 3 pebbles, only the geologist may do this. So Geologist is a very good lead character because of Boulder Buster and because Dirt Throw reduces the enemy's power by 6. That's very useful. So this is an okay party, but this, you know how my last party had really good range? This party does not have good range. This is rough. I need to heal up. You're welcome. Hope you enjoy. Hey, Elenon, it's great to see you. Great to see you. Kai Mizo, I missed your... I'm sorry, I'm missing comments here. Or like how roguelites like Cave of Cud could have the player do an amazing amount of different actions on stuff which is easy to do when making graphics in the level of Center Spectrum. That's right. You know, this is the... You have to establish your your base level of reality, your base level, your abstract base level. And when you have something that's more abstract, it's easier for you as the artist to create complexity. The more literal your aesthetic is, then the much harder it is to create something that is visually interesting. So that's the trade-off of having something that is literal, is it takes way more work and resources, and it's harder to make something look interesting. Fun thing about having little kids, they don't care if a game is pixelated or not. As long as they have fun. That is awesome. That's so great. You know, and it is a little bit of a bummer to see that, because not everyone is like that. You will hear from some people that will look at something that's pixelated and they'll say, "Oh, yuck! I don't. This is ugly." And I don't blame people like that, because we kind of think that things that are photorealistic, games that are photorealistic and flashy, so they look nice. So what? I'm not saying that it's bad that games look nice, or it's bad that games look nice, but that's not the only aesthetic for games. And I think everyone here understands that. Everyone here can appreciate that. But not everyone understands that. Some people think that a game has to be photorealistic and flashy to be a good game. And, it's just a matter of us as people exploring and experiencing different things, because eventually people will experience a game that looks pixelated, but then they'll enjoy the game, and then those people on their own, they'll learn, oh, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe games that are pixelated, maybe it's okay. I should have put armor on. I need to go. I'm gonna die. I don't want to bore you guys, but I will put some armor on. I have to. So the dancer's really good. So watch this. I'm gonna put this on. Give me that boost. I should have grabbed the accountant, because the accountant can boost everyone's speed. Mouse fan, I only just noticed what your channel description says about ad sponsorships. You might be my favorite YouTuber right now. I don't want to create a space where I start thinking, oh, I'll monetize my audience, I'll make money out of audience. This is why I'm so bad at advertising my games and telling people about my games, because I don't like telling people to buy things. And I think that, well, if you start taking ad sponsorships, then your channel is no longer about having fun and sharing what you care about. Your channel becomes about making money, and then you have to change. It's not that you have to, that you will change the way that you think about the people that you're engaging with. You think differently about the content that you create, because your concept becomes, I have to make money through my ad sponsorships, and money controls people, and that's just how it is. The world runs on money, and if you let money control you, you change. And so I've made the decision, I'm not accepting any ad sponsorships. I want to use this YouTube channel to hang out with people, have fun, and I want to share my projects. My dream in life is to make awesome games for people, so that's what my focus will be. And if I were to take ad sponsorships, it would change me. I know it would. And I would think, I have to monetize this, I have to make money. Then you start thinking about the algorithm, and then it's not about having fun with you guys. It's not about hanging out. Then it's about monetizing. And I don't want that. So, yeah, I'm just going to hang out with you guys and have some fun, and I want to share games with you. Yeah, and if you want a copy of the game, just let me know. I'm not, money's not the important thing to me. I'll give out copies of my game. I just want people to have fun. The code worked. Awesome. Might be good to switch back to high-res mode for a bit. Hey, that's a good idea. Let me just save super fast, and then I'll just slap some clothes on these people, because they're running around here. Yeah. We'll put it on high-res mode. Well, these a game needs to be a game. We're not playing a simulator, but some games are simulators. I can appreciate. Sometimes I do want to play a simulator, and it's just, it's fun. Not every game has to be a traditional game in that we expect, fighting enemies, leveling up. Obviously, I like that. I like it a lot. But sometimes I just want to play something different and weird. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you'll find like a semi-truck simulator that's not my kind of game. But you know what? once in a while, I just want something weird and fun. Um, Going to be real, these days photorealism are trying to do so as a red flag for me. Archbishop David, I hear you, and it's to me, if something's trying so hard to be photorealistic, this isn't like a 100% it's always going to be this way, but generally games that are like that tend to not be that fun because the developers focus on the photorealism, and you can only focus on so much at a time. Like that's the reason why in this game you can't remove one party member at a time. If you want to remove party members, you have to talk to this book and remove everyone at the same time. It's because my focus was on other parts of the game. I had to focus on making sure the game was fun and balanced and interesting. And I kept thinking about how much time it was going to take to program a system to remove one member at a time. And I thought I have limited focus. And developers that focus on photorealism, it means that their focus is on photorealism and their focus isn't necessarily on the gameplay experience. Yeah. Not knocking simulations, but are rarely ever done right in the space. You know, I think I see where you're coming from because sometimes simulation games, well, a lot of the ones that I've seen recently, they're kind of done to try and get a funny meme reaction so people talk about it. So they'll make a simulation game, and it's not necessarily about providing an interesting or realistic simulation. It's about getting a funny reaction and then getting people to talk about it online. So I have seen a lot of simulation games that are like that. I feel like it's a little bit cynical, and I'm kind of feeling like I had a bag of Doritos right now. So physical health is super super important to me. I have an apple and a pear in the morning, you know, and one of my favorite food items is potato chips. Boy, howdy, do I enjoy a bag of chips. Uh, but I'm at an age where if I eat a bag of chips, I'll gain like 4 pounds, and I don't know how that works. It's not physically possible. That's just how it is. I eat a bag of chips, boom, I've gained 4 pounds. So I don't really get to eat my favorite food item, which is potato chips. And it's like there's so many cool flavors, there's so many different textures to it, and you know I'll have to go hiking for like 6 hours, you know, just to work off a bag of chips. So I would like to have a bag of chips to celebrate my game launching. I'll have to wait until I can do a massive amount of cardio, and then I can have a bag of chips. Kind of sucks. Is there any chip fiends in here? Are there any chip heads hanging out with me, chip hounds? There's something about like a just like a just like a cheese, like a Dorito, you know, like the cheese Doritos, nacho cheese, not nacho cheese, it's just cheese Dorito chips. It's classic. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. Um, I wasn't paying attention. See, here's I was distracted thinking about chips. Let's just go ahead and grab a party again. Assuming you have an artist heart, you get into that money mode and it's hard to get out of. Yeah, you're right. And I've made the decision. I really don't want the money aspect to take control of me. We're going to do a summoner build, everybody. We're doing a summoner build. So here we go. I'm going to guide you to a summoner build. Taking this guy. I'm gonna think about it now. I'm really doing it. So there's something special about the shepherd staff. Here we go. So if you this green book, this is super important. Read this because the certain weapons have special effects. Book weapons can briefly prevent enemies from using special attacks. Ribbon weapons prevent enemies from grabbing. All of these effects last like 6 seconds, I think. Hoop weapons can briefly reduce enemy movement speed, and the shepherd staff it briefly reduces the enemy's power. This is the only character that has a shepherd staff. I'm pretty sure. And it was funny because I submitted it. Um, And then after I submitted it, I woke up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. because I wanted another character. There was another character that I wanted to have a shepherd staff. It's too late now. I woke up in a cold sweat after I submitted it. I thought, oh no, oh no, only one character is the shepherd staff. So yeah, there's still a little bit of fun behind the scenes trivia. Any progress on Goo Buddies? I'm working on the character models on Goo Buddies. I haven't had a lot of time to do online and social media presence, so you know I've had family stuff going on, and you know we all sometimes have to focus on family stuff, and I don't want to bum people out, so I've just stayed a bit quiet um, online, and it's made it tough, you know, to work on my games and whatnot. But things are quieting down, so I can focus on my games. I can hang out with you guys more online more now. Chester's Hot Fries. Oh, you know where I'm, Susano. You know where I'm coming from. When I go on a road trip with friends, you gotta buy some of those hot fries. Oh yeah, and they now they make variant flavors on them. You know what's hard to say no to is like a classic Ruffles, like a sour cream and onion or sour cream and chives or whatever the flavors are. It's the ridges and the crunch. Drive me to the crunch, baby. Oh, do I like a good Ruffles? Okay, so let me think. I'm actually thinking about a good summoner party here, right? Okay, and then the last summoner character we need. So we have the Dragon Renter. He's not a dragon user. He just rents the dragons out. You know, this is basically the guy that rents out the dragons. We have the Beast User. Hold on, I want to show you the dialogue because I had so much fun writing this. So the Beast User will talk to you. Chips has power ups in game. That's an idea. In my Silver Falls games, your stat boosting items are chips. There's different flavors of chips, and it boosts different stats. And that was my soul was pouring out into my games. I love chips. One game I was pixelated was To the Moon, and it was such a touching and heartfelt game. I want to check that out. I've heard a lot about it. Okay, James, the innkeeper and delivery man are now standing in a field swinging at green slimes with blank looks on their faces. So there's I put a huge amount of thought into the facial expressions of these characters, and it doesn't seem like it, but I wanted these characters to have the kind of look that you would see from an NES and an SNES character, and also a Genesis character, and by extension, the Master System. But the look that these characters have is one of naivety. There's a naive innocence, and it doesn't seem like it, but I put a huge amount of effort into the facial expressions of these characters. And that means the way that I framed their eyes, the way that they blink, the speed at which they blink, the blinking animation, it's all so deeply considered to make these characters look innocent and naive. And that is something that we get. It's a feeling that we get when we look at NES and SNES characters, 8-bit, 16-bit, is this naivety to them. And sure, it's great when characters react to environments and they have facial expressions. That's great. But that's not the point of this game. These characters are supposed to look naive and innocent because they are. They don't know anything about killing monsters. And so there's this intentional derpiness to them, this derpy appeal that they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. These people are going into the final dungeon, and they are level 0 nobodies. And so the faces that I've designed for them are so intentional, and I put so much effort into making these like the most innocent looking NPCs you've ever seen. Oh no, I did. Oh, okay, I did manage to fix it. Okay, yeah. At the last minute, I did fix it. I gave the Dragon Rancher the Shepherd Staff as well. Ooh, let's just check the dialogues on the beast feasts. So after you obtain multiple beasts, you can fuse them to create more powerful beasts. By performing beast fusion, you can teach beasts magic they normally cannot learn. And so I was exploring the idea of, oh, this is what happens in games, right? When you have a monster system, this is how you make better monsters in monster games. You can also unlock hidden abilities through beast fusion. Oh, but you can only use beast fusion if you are a hero. So these people can't access beast fusion. I spent my whole life learning how to perform beast fusion. However, I cannot perform beast fusion unless a beast is tamed by a hero. The last hero I performed beast fusion for was an odd fellow. 400 times in a row. 400 times. He kept asking me to fuse the same two beasts over and over again. He would not stop until the fused beast was born with a slightly different color. What is the point of that? I did not even know that was possible. And if there's any Pokemon fans out there, I think you get it. We all understand it. It's cool. It's cool getting a shiny. It's cool shiny hunting. But I think if the NPCs were watching you shiny hunt, I think they would think you're insane. And they would go, "What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?" Nope. I do want to take the beast feature. Pork rinds, yes, yes. I do like a good pork rinds as well. Not all the time, you know, because you can get. Here's the great thing about chips, right? There's so many flavors. When you go on a road trip, bring 4 bags of chips. When you get tired of one, grab the next bag. Now you've refreshed your palate. You've got other flavors. You've got other textures. You know what? I didn't like that much when I was a kid, but I'm 100% about now are Triscuits. Oh man, I like a good Triscuit. So I didn't like them when I was younger, but do I like them? Do I like a good Triscuit? I can demolish a box if I'm not paying attention. I'll go through an entire box of Triscuits without thinking. That makes me wonder a bit how the player learns the game. Kind of need to see players playing to get at that point. Also, thanks for making the armor level set to character rather than the actual piece of armor. Gino said, yes, yes, you're welcome, you're welcome. So, originally I was going to have it. We expect in games you level up the armor, you know, and if you change your equipment, you have to level up that armor. But in this game, the core appeal of this game is that the roster is huge. There are more than 50 playable characters, and I understood how frustrating and annoying it would be if you got armor and then you change the armor and then the armor's now at a, it's weaker. Now the armor's weaker because you've swapped out. So you took out the armor. So if you level up one piece of armor for a character, when that character changes armor, the new armor will have the same level as the old equipment. So the armor level is based on the character. And the reason I did that is to promote, it's to incentivize the player to try different armor. Because if you had to level up each armor individually, people would not want to change armor. They would stick with the one armor. And it would be annoying because I want people to try different characters. It would suck. It would suck. Oh no, now I have like a bunch of different characters I want to try over and over again. So to me, it's less realistic, but it offers a more rewarding and a more inviting gameplay experience. So that's why I created the armor system this way. Yeah, try. I want you to try different armor. I want you to experiment with different characters. So these are all the summoner characters. There's only 4 summoners: Beastkeeper, Burner, Beastfuser, and Dragon Renter. So what we're going to do is we're going to the Magi ring. It's Magi ring. The sign outside is wrong. Okay, we're going to talk to this. We're going to get the frilly shirt. The frilly shirt increases your summoning duration. So you got the frilly shirt. Let's see who else. Who do we got here? This guy also needs the frilly shirt. Let's see. He needs a frilly shirt. And again, that increases the duration of your summons. It's a frilly shirt. And then what would be good is I need characters that can reduce the cooldown. So right now we're doing a summoner build. So let's see. The the musician can reduce where uh, the musician can reduce the cooldown. I can't remember who else. I'm actually working on a website so that you can view all the characters and you can see what their loadout is for each individual character, and then that'll help you figure out your parties. So that websites take a while, and I'm working alone. So eventually there will be a website and you can see the loadout for every character. So here's my plan, right? You call out all your summons, you call the summons out, and then you use the musician to reduce the cooldown time. Um, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna open my game project. And I'm gonna see what other character can reduce cooldown. So let me. I'm cheating a little bit. Guys, I have so many characters to make. I don't remember what other characters can reduce cooldown. It takes so much work to consider all these characters, and I just can't remember what other one. I know another character can reduce. At least I think. It's hard. It was hard balancing all these characters. Does anyone in chat know what platform the codes are for? Oh, Walter Trade. The platform is for Switch. Do you need it for Steam? I don't know how to do the Steam yet. After this live stream, I'll figure it out how to get my Steam codes, and then I will do giveaways for Steam.
The Hard Life said, "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. I've been waiting for this game. Is there any possibility I can try it out with code?" Absolutely. What region are you in? A Hard Lifestyle. Let me know if you're in North America, Europe, or Australia. The game looks so fun. Samuel Louise, how's it going? Thanks. Yeah, again, if you have other controllers, this is up to 4 players. And then it doesn't say it in this town, but if you go to the Coliseum, there's a tutorial book. But if you are player 2, 3, or 4, if you press L or R, that's how you access your skills immediately. So the extra players can access their abilities without opening the menu. Sweet, look forward to it. Yeah, Walter, try definitely stick around. I think it would get really boring for people to see me uh, figure out how to use Steam because this is my first Steam release, so I don't know how to do the codes yet. I'm sure I could. It would take me about half an hour to figure it out. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do another stream later on and do giveaways. Buradoron. Yes, it's out today. The game is out right now. It's available for Steam and Nintendo Switch. And if you need a download code for Switch, just let me know what region you're in. If you're in North America, Europe, or Australia, let me know, and then I'll give you a download code right here. Triscuits are awesome. I was first introduced to them when watching movies with my dad and stepmom, who's one of our watching snacks. Kids got seriously addicted. You know, watching a movie with a snack, that's living. I finished watching Stranger Things last night. I hadn't seen season 5. I had family stuff come up, so I didn't get to see season 5 until last night. I really enjoyed it. I heard people hated the final episode. I can see why they would dislike it. I enjoyed the whole season. I liked it. I like Stranger Things season 5. So right now I'm just opening my project so I can just remember what character has another ability to reduce cooldown because I wanna have the optimal party for summon. Okay. Let's see here. What was that? A very unique, looking like an old school SNES feel with modern touch. You absolutely got it. Okay, North America, we'll get one. Yeah. Hey, the hard lifestyle. Can you tell me what region you're in? If you're in North America, Europe, or Australia, so I can give you a code. Okay, let me get one lifestyle. Melburnians are always talking about how their coffee shops are better than Sydney coffee shops. I can't argue. I cannot argue with you. I can't argue anymore. All right. Yeah. So there's more than 50 characters again. If you're just checking in, there's more than 50 playable characters. All of them have unique loadouts in terms of their weapons and their skills. After you defeat the final boss, you can play through the game again, and there are more characters that become available after you finish the final dungeon. And there's that Coliseum, so you can keep enjoying experimenting with different characters. So yeah, I would strongly recommend checking when you start the game. Check these books that are little tutorials. Blue book tells you some mechanical stuff, but this one's really important. Bell weapons can briefly prevent enemies from using projectile attacks. Book weapons can briefly prevent enemies from using special attacks. Ribbon weapons can briefly prevent enemies from using grabbing attacks. Hoop weapons can briefly reduce enemy movement speed, and the Shepherd Staff briefly reduces enemy power. So this game doesn't. I didn't want to do a type system like Pokemon where it's grass, fire, water, but I wanted some way for you to be able to engage with the game mechanics in a way that rewards you for understanding the game. And so this was my way of doing it. So the enemies that have those attacks, they can jack you up. They will jack you up. And so when you see an enemy that has, um, a certain type of attack, so this is a bell, right? So let's go. See, this guy has the 2 bells. Uh, this says bell weapons can briefly prevent enemies from using projectile attacks. So let's say you end up in an environment where enemies are constantly throwing projectiles, and then oh, I have a bell character, so you swap over, you go through the party, and then you go, oh, this character has a bell. You put that character in a lead, and now this character is hitting the enemy. And as long as this character with the bell is hitting the enemy that shoots projectiles, that enemy's locked out of throwing projectiles. You see what I mean? So this is the game's type system. You know, it's a way for you to be able to play more optimally and engage in a way that rewards you for understanding game mechanics. You don't have to play this way, but then it's much harder. You know, it's significantly harder for you to deal with enemies that are designed to overpower you, because these are level 0 nobodies, and for you to be able to beat the game optimally is making use of the mechanics like this. I think something like that is rewarding. And I'll just say, I'll say, even for people that have only shown recently, I'll show you the option too. It was meant for Steam. The code was not working. I was doing something like, oh, the hard lifestyle. Sorry. Okay, so I don't have the Steam codes here. The hard lifestyle. So after I finish this live stream, I'll go and figure out how to get the Steam keys. I don't have the Steam keys yet. The one that I gave you is for a Switch, so you can just ignore it. So later on, I will have Steam keys. Hey, Spider Light, hey, how's it going? Your audio is real bad with your speaking. Can't really understand you. Man, okay, my microphone. See, the thing is, I'm plugging microphones into my computer and it's not working. And I have this headset, but it plugs into USB-C. Only my USB-C slot is occupied. So, blue collar workers defeated by white collar worker, by CEO, by government type. By blue collar worker, the perfect type assistant. With you moving around, it clears up. Oh. Yeah, Archbishop Dave, that is a hilarious type system. Do I have no? See, I don't have an adapter for C to. What can I do? What can I do about the audio? See, here's the thing. I plugged my lapel mic in and nothing happened. Like I've got this. I plug this in, but then nothing happens. You know, it's what do you use when you make your videos? When I make my videos, I'm in my studio and I'm in my office right now, and my studio has a different computer, and my lapel mic works on that computer. But for some reason, on this computer, I'm using my development machine. No matter what I plug into the microphone, the computer ignores it. Yeah, when you move forward, it's kind of... So what if I just lean forward like this? If I lean forward like this, it... Really? Oh, okay. Hard lifestyle. Oh, Switch! Cool. The Switch version work. If you want it on Steam, I'll give you a Steam code too. Just check in on a future stream. Yeah, for anyone that's new, if you guys want a copy of the game, just let me know. I'll give you a download code. You don't have to do anything special. Just let me know what your region is. And yeah, I'm not particularly fussed about money or getting rich. I mean, that's not something I care about. I just want to make cool games for people. Yeah, I know that I have to earn money because making games is how I pay my bills. I know that. I know. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I have to balance... Making games is what I'm most passionate about. I just want to make cool games for people. You have to balance that with making money because I have to pay my bills or I'll be homeless. But it's not something I'm obsessed with. I don't care about getting rich. I just want to make cool games for people. Okay, so right now I'm just looking at the database for my game here. I just need to figure out my character's abilities because I want to make a party that's hyper optimized. One second. Let me just check here. Now, I have a feeling it's the receptionist that I'm looking for. There's only 2 characters that can reduce your cooldown meter. I think one of them is the receptionist. I'm checking it now. Where is the receptionist? Receptionist. So if I lean forward like this, the audio is better? Is that right? Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just have a back problem. Let's go. That's okay. Okay, I'm check. Let's see. So I have shout. No, it's not. It's not the receptionist. Okay. Imperial Breaker, rendered graphics, slimes boost, calm slime, hurry up. Magic cap. Oh!
I just found a. Oh, I see what that is. I see. I have a character in here that didn't make it into the game. It was going to be a secret character, and I didn't put them in. That's crazy. Okay, the Wrangler. What does the Wrangler do? Hurry up. Oh. I have to beat the game first in order to unlock. Yeah, there's a couple characters, and one of the characters that you unlock can reduce your cooldown meter. So I see that now. I see that. Okay, I'm just looking at my database for my characters. Break armor, boost padding, astrologize, splashing refreshment, beast calm, catching net, duck, befuddle, boost sharpen, woodshot, refreshments, oil splash, dancer, dance, boost hurry up. Oh, delivery man, delivery man. Yes. Delivery man is who we need. Okay,
That's it. I'm getting back to the game. Here I am looking at my own database for my game.
don't hurt your back. It's been pretty clear for the last few moments. Okay, the audio is better when you are closer to the mic.
Okay, so have I been doing something wrong?
Time to build the wiki live on. Yeah, Archbishop Dave, we're gonna build the wiki. Great game. Looking forward to see more. Cheers from Brazil. Hey, thank you. Thanks for playing and enjoying the game. The delivery man has. Oh, is that why you've been using him? Because he has hurry up.
Yeah, there's more characters that you get, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for people to play this game. There's a huge punchline right at the end after you defeat the final boss. There's a big punchline that I made it because I thought I'm gonna make people laugh. I think I'm really gonna give people some laughs here. So I, I hope people have a big laugh after they defeat the final boss. Um, Delivery man. Any chance you can patch the secret that didn't make it in? Uh, if if they function all right. In the I would I would like to add more stuff, but only if it's supplemental. Want to I don't want to make stuff and then make people feel like they have to get it. And so even if I made extra stuff, I wouldn't charge for DLC. What I would do is I would just update the game and add stuff to it. In my eyes, this game is 100% absolutely complete. But I had written so much lore for this game, for this world, that I thought if I wanted to add more stuff, I wanted to make a new game in this world, or to add extra stuff, I've written enough more to where it would feel organic. So if I can think of something that would be interesting for people, then I would add that to the game and I would patch in more things, more stuff for people to do. But I don't want it to feel like useless padding. I want it to feel meaningful and interesting. So yeah. So let me just. Oh yeah, yeah. I have two characters with hurry up. I've got four summoners. Let me just find it. I want to find one more character. We're gonna have to build a wiki actually to make it easier to look at characters here. Okay, let me just find one more character that would be very appropriate. Catching it. Oh, just want to. We do need a healer. We should have a healer. Oh, okay. Purifier is actually really good. I like the Purifier. Splash drink, which there's so many characters in this. What does Brave Anthem do? Singer. I just found another. Oh, I found another. We're going. Oh, we're going full hand here. Hold on. The singer has Brave Anthem. La la la. What song would you like for me to sing for you? Song of Strength will boost your attack power. Song of Fortune will boost your chance of receiving rare items after battle. I can only sing one song for you per day, so choose wisely. Teehee, this is what I say to heroes who come to me for help. Sadly, my songs only provide special effects to heroes. My songs do not affect them. It's what a shame. Still, I want to sing the most beautiful songs for the whole world. Don't you think people would like to hear a beautiful song? Okay, so, looked at my database. Oh, we're going full hand now. Yeah, she does provide something. It's a soothing song that slows the enemy down. Guys, we have 3 characters who can reduce the cooldown. We're going full ham. This is the summon, guys. This is the summoner build party. This is it. We're gonna say I'm so amped right now from having seen this. Now there's equipment. There is equipment that reduces your cooldown meter. So I'm gonna put that equipment. But first we're gonna do a test run. Test run of the party. Then we're gonna optimize. I know I'm getting heated because this is what I love about games, right? I love just finding and exploring games. This is fun. I love this. This is the summoner party. You guys are doing it. Sequel would be, I have plans, if people really enjoy this. I never know if people are gonna actually like my games or not, but I always leave room for the future. You guys are doing it. This is the summoner party. Beast release. We're going beast release, duck. Beast release, dragon rent. Now that they're all out, we're gonna call out the party cooldown. Watch the cooldown meters reduce, and the cooldown meters reduce. Oh, check this out, guys. Look, we got our summons out again. Summons out again. Guys, look at all the summons we got on field. Yeah. I am a god. I'm a god. I'm powerful. Okay, guys, hold on. Yes, we're doing it. Summons out again. Summons out. Guys, look at all my summons. Look at them. Look at all of them. It's designed. I designed the game to let you just chuck out tons of summons. Behold my ducks. Behold my ducks. I'm a god. I'm a god. Sorry. I'm so excited. Yes. I'm a god. I'm dying. Right here. Duck is simple. Duck likes his game. Gonna take. I'm sorry for losing my composure, but this is what I like in games. This is how I like video games. Summoners, stay away from the summoner. You were cool. If you know, I don't know. Summoners are something. Steamrolling. That's it. Say for the sequel. The hero of destiny is now the villain. I had considered that. I'm not going to spoil anything. There was a bunch of different ideas I wanted to explore with this game, and I feel like I've explored enough to where people they'll have so much fun exploring it. And I don't want to say that much. I don't want to spoil it. So let's see. Yeah. So let me rest, but we'll just take a look at what it looks like now without the enemies. So let's go ahead and chuck those out. I might get rid of the geologist, so I'll redo the party. I'll get rid of the geologist, and then I'll find another character that can have more synergy. Because right now, I might actually just replace him with the innkeeper, so I have healer. Yep, here we go. Check out my army, guys. Check out my army. Feeling good. Army, go. This is my army. Behold. To me, this is cool. I like this. This is what I like. This is the summoner. You can keep going. You can increase the duration of your summons as well. You have to collect fire gems. So what you do is you get the bug catcher who has the catching net. You have to find the enemies that can use fire projectiles. You catch the fire projectiles, and then you use the fire. When you catch fire projectiles, you gain fire gems, and you use the fire gems here at the. Do I have some? Ooh. Hold on. Don't waste it on non-summoner characters. So I'll use it on the birder. Looks like the birder. I have 20 fire gems. I can make my ducks stronger. Okay. Yes. So this makes your summons deal more damage, leveling them up at the crystal there.
and then it makes them last longer. So you can actually keep improving your summons. So yeah, I think you guys can tell I love summon characters. I think you might be able to tell. This game has a high res mode. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, check it out. Hold on. So what we'll do is yeah. So this is high res mode. We'll back out of it. We'll go into options. So in the options, you know, permadeath on or off. No EXP if you go like super hard. Or if you like want to cap a level for yourself, you know, I'll turn high res mode off. Congrats on the hey Buddha, thanks, I appreciate that. On the Switch, if you want to reset on the Switch, hold the shoulder buttons, and then push start and select. So shoulder buttons start and select. That's how you reset on the Switch. On Steam, you just press start and then select. How long does this game take to complete? There isn't a specific. It's hard to say because it depends on the player. It's really hard to say. It just depends on how you play the game. It could take you, it could take you 8 hours, or if you played it, a certain way, it could maybe 2 or 3 hours. It depends on how experienced you are with the game, how much you understand the mechanics and the party that you use, how much leveling up, how you use the game mechanics to your advantage, because all of the fights are designed as puzzles, and you're meant to use these characters as a way to solve the puzzle. And so you can either struggle and brute force your way, like Gino says, just said he and his brother spent 5 minutes fighting an enemy because they didn't have a certain character. If you have a certain character, there's the ghost enemy is very dangerous and very hard to fight. And there's a character that can use prey. And if you use prey, then you can insta-kill ghost enemies by doing 666 damage to them. So that's one example of an enemy that normally takes up a lot of your time. You can insta-kill that. These people can summon ducks and dragons. Why did they ever need that useless hero? Exactly, Xander. You got it. Just, you're my kind of person. If you can summon ducks and dragons, yeah, why do you need a hero? So but here's the thing though, the dragons don't always attack the enemies. These are baby dragons, and they have a pretty low rate of attacking enemies, where the ducks will always attack enemies. Chuckman, hey, I'm very curious about the many different team formations you can do. Yeah, it was so important to me that all of these characters are mechanically so interesting and different, but on their own, they're kind of useless. But then you can do solo runs. And I think the idea of a solo run, because these characters, they're designed to be useless on their own. All of these characters aren't designed to function in a team. That is why the game turns into like a menu-driven. This is meant to feel like a turn-based RPG when you open the menu, because time slows down. And the idea that all of these characters are meant to function as one, and if you try to beat the game with a solo character, I think that's such a fun concept, because it's gonna be hard. And every character is gonna have a different journey. So I'm gonna read you my party here. Hold on. Do I have I'm just gonna take a photo of my party so I remember which ones, Okay, hold on. And again, if you're new to the stream, if you want a copy of the game, just let me know what your region is for the Nintendo Switch. I can give you a download code for the Nintendo Switch right now. I don't have Steam codes right now, but later on I will have Steam codes. So if you want a copy of the game, you don't have to do anything special. Just let me know in the comments. Yeah, I just want people to have fun. I just think do Yu-Gi-Oh when I hear Baby Dragon. Oh, and then over the top Brooklyn. Hey Yugi, hey Yugs. You know what I have in my shopping basket for AliExpress? I have the Millennium Puzzle and the Millennium. What's the thing that Bakura has? That thing? I keep calling it the Eye. It's not the Eye because it says the Eye or whatever. That's in my basket. So the next time I purchase props for the channel, I'm gonna pick up some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I need to clear my party, so I'm going to keep Dragon Richter. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting rid of the geologist, because the geologist doesn't really have any synergy with this party. You can clear your party by checking the red book. See y'all. Yep. And then what I want to do is have them in the right order now. I want my characters to be in the order. So I'm going to go and grab the summoners, and then I'll put the boosters after, and then I'll grab the innkeeper for healing. Okay, so we got the Dragon Renter. Yeah, if you guys want to, I don't know, like take a screenshot so you know what the best party is. If you want to do a summoner party, yeah, you just screenshot it. Here we go. And now we're gonna see how far we get with our summon party. Okay. Birder. I was gonna do birds. I was just gonna have birds be a projectile. So originally, this game, the birder is the reason why there are summon abilities in this game. Originally, I did not summons to be part of. I didn't make summons as part of this game. It's the birder character was originally going to have a projectile, and the projectile was going to be a bird. And then I thought, if you're going to pardon my French here, I thought that's really fucking lame. That's so lame. If the birder character had a signature move and all it was a projectile, it was a bird. I thought, so fucking lame. Why not make it something interesting? So it actually took it's probably about 4 days. It was 4 days of just programming the summon. So it took me 4 days to implement summons because I had to change the way that the combat system worked. I had to change the AI system a fair bit. And so by the end of it, it felt totally worth it. So yeah, if it wasn't for the birder, we would not have summons in this game. It was huge. It was a huge amount of work. It was kind of intimidating. And I was weighing up. I was thinking, man, the amount of work that's going to have to go into it to have summons. And I thought that seems like a lot. But then I thought, you know, there's other characters that would benefit from a summon system as well. So yeah, by the end of the day, it was absolutely worth it because I love summons. Okay, here we go. So we need the singer, the musician, and the delivery man. Singer. Okay. Musician. Yep. And we grab the delivery man, and the innkeeper's going to be our hero. Okay. May I have a code? United States. Awesome. Okay, Ray, I got you covered. Okay. Right here. I got you. And this is for Switch. Okay. I hope you have a ton of fun. Again, when you want to play multiplayer, you just have your second, third, and fourth players just press the plus button, and then they'll take control of the character. Okay, who else should I? Deliveryman. Okay. Deliveryman. There we go. Yep. She got caught in a pot. Caught in a pot. You hate to see it. I'm just going to check something in my database here what the receptionist has, because I might just grab the receptionist. What does the receptionist have? Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab the receptionist. Yeah, okay. We'll close out of that. Okay. I was going to get the... Okay, now we need armor. Okay, so this is the ideal summoner party. This is it. Fully shirt. So the singer, hold on, singer, musician, and deliveryman. I need to see which equipment. So there is equipment that reduces your cooldown. So let me go ahead and find it there. May I have one for Steam, please? Faldarco. I will get you a download code. I don't have the download codes for Steam yet. But I'll when I finish this live stream, I'll go and figure it out because this is my first Steam release. I don't know how to get the Steam codes. I have to go learn it. So after I finish this, I'll go and get a Steam code for you, and then we'll do another live stream. We can hang out. We can play the game some more, and then I'll give you your code then. So I just don't know how to do the Steam codes yet, but I'll learn it. I will learn it and become more powerful. Okay, the bell weapons are good. Remember, bells, if you hit an enemy with a bell weapon, it prevents the enemy from using projectiles for a while. Okay.
I'm looking for equipment. Oh, you know what? I think the lumberjack equipment. Okay. So this right here is it might allow you to use skills faster. Yes. So see how the lumberjack is here? The lumberjack vest reduces cooldown on all of your moves. And the reason why we're giving it to these characters is because they have a move that reduces the cooldown for the entire party. So it stacks. Oh yeah. Oh, we're real good. We're real good. Oh, I remember where the other equipment is. So we have to hurry and get to the Coliseum now, and then we're gonna finish our summoner party. So right now we're doing real good. Can't wait to try it out though. I really do love games like this. That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks for being interested in the game. You know, it's a big deal to me that people even enjoy these games. You know. Yeah. So, Chuckman, do you need it for Do you need it? You need one for Steam, right? Yeah, I'll figure it out. I just don't want to bore people and then have my focus split because I don't know how long it'll take me to figure out how to get the download codes. Okay, we're running to the Coliseum. Here we go. We're just going to ignore everything. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of games that have job systems. You know, Final Fantasy Tactics 5, 3, um, Tactics Ogre, you know, anything with jobs in it. Man, it's so fun experimenting with different party configurations. And to me, this was my way of giving people a game that was just the maximum job exploration game. You know, having a party of 8 is crazy, right? And you have direct control over the full party. And in my way, in my own way, I think I was kind of making up for the Final Fantasy VII remakes. I'm disappointed. Well, not the Final Fantasy VII remakes, like how Final Fantasy in general, you know, like Final Fantasy uh, 15, 13, 16, how you really just control one character, then you have a bunch of people that just follow you around. And that was super, super disappointing to me. So when I was making this game, I think it was my way of making up for that and giving people, you know, an RPG where you have all the characters. You directly control 8 characters, and they are all equally under your control. And I think something like that, you know, I think I was making up for the technical term is butthurt. I was butthurt that Final Fantasy doesn't want to make party-based games anymore. Okay, we are at the Coliseum, folks. Okay, and now that I have a free slot, I'm going to recruit the receptionist. All right. Oh, this is a crazy build. This build is wild. Okay. Okay. Got the receptionist to shout and team bandage. Okay. I got the receptionist. There we go. Let's save. And there's something here. Take a look at this. Look at this equipment here. So I'm going to switch to the receptionist. So if I want to heal the party, there's, you know, the healing abilities in this game are not that good, right? They're pretty weak because they're not, you know, magical. So that did 20 health. It's not a lot, right? So this equipment, there's a green sleeves here. It might increase healing power. Do you want to wear it? Sure. I'll wear the green sleeves. I feel a gentle sense of calm and comfort while wearing this. Now I've got green sleeves equipped, and now we'll have the receptionist use the team bandage again, and now we get 30. Look at all that extra health you recover. So I'm going to do an arena just for fun. I'm going to get destroyed, by the way. But we'll just do an arena. Let's go ahead and go to Mountain. Okay, here we go. And the arenas let you test your team. You know, how well is your team doing? Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna deploy. Okay. I'm hurting already. And we have our hurry up. Okay, there we go. I've lost my NPCs already. Yeah, you're meant to do this arena after you're strong enough to finish the final dungeon. So I'm getting wrecked. This is hurt. This is hurtful for me. I'm hurting real bad. Let's see. Uh-oh, my receptionist is about to... No! Anyway, I did not do well. I have a bunch of level zeros. You're meant to level up your characters. You should not be level 0 when you do the arena. Anyway, let's turn on HD mode again. Options, permadeath, polish. The hero was a jerk. He broke the face of the grave. Right. Yeah. In my mind, I thought of the hero as someone who has been treated like the most special person in the world. And so when I was writing the story for this, I considered, what would that do to your attitude? What would your mentality be like if you were constantly told that you were the most special person in the world, that you're the chosen one, you know? And as you talk to all the characters in this world, you see that the hero is given special treatment, and the king tells people, let the hero do whatever the hero wants, and he's special, he's the chosen one. And in my mind, I kind of think like, well, that would make you this kind of entitled, arrogant jerk, right? Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. Yeah, that character got grabbed. I don't know. I don't know if I can survive that or if they're gonna escape it. You gotta run, bros. You gotta run. Innkeeper Deliverman just did 29 enemies in the forest arena. Nice one. Nice Adventures of Legend. It's satisfying doing it. I love a good battle arena. I think a lot of you are like me. You'll love a good battle arena. There's something satisfying about figuring out a new strategy, figuring out a new way to get character interactions, synergy, leveling up your characters, your equipment, your weapons, and then getting a better score in a battle arena. That's so satisfying, and I just wanted to share I want to share with you a very satisfying battle arena. That's what I wanted. Ooh, I'll be taking these green drops, thank you. I'm dying, Anakin. I'm dying, Anakin. This is a summoner party. I don't even know why I haven't had these guys out. That guy's gonna jack me up. I'm gonna get jacked up here. Oh, the big guy's coming. We got no. We have to get to town. I cannot lose my receptionist, guys. Well, it's permadeath is off, but I don't want the character to leave the party. Ow. Are we gonna make it, or is this not? Oh, shut up. No, shut up. Don't hit the receptionist. We're gonna make it. Guys, we are going to make it. I have 6 health. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Oh, come on. We just gotta get to town. We're almost there. Did we make it? Oh, that was so clutch. That was clutch. I cannot lose my receptionist. It's so funny in the context of an RPG. No, the receptionist is she's a good character because she has a good healing move and she has shout. That's 4 seconds where you stun the enemies, and spacing is so important. I spent hundreds of hours balancing this, and shout is one of the most important moves in the game because that's 4 seconds where the enemies don't move, and you have 4 seconds to fix your spacing and get yourself in a better position. I like the Sephiroth reference. Yeah, Ray, I think you're just gonna enjoy the story and the dialogue. I made this game specifically for people like me who like video games. The game is just for you guys. Basically, the hero is a celebrity like Beowulf. Yes, hey, Brendan Goldman, hey, it's good to see you. Absolutely. I wanted to explore that.
not only did I want to make it funny, I'm doing such a gamer thing and I'm saving right after I saved. So this is what gamers do. Yeah, I wanted it to be funny, but I also wanted to explore the story and the theme seriously, And these characters, they feel lost because what do we even do now? He looks as if he could leap to life any moment, but the warmth of his soul was gone from his eyes. Poor guy. Welcome to Melina Village, the seventh and final artifact of destiny tour. If your heart be true and your lineage chosen, reach up into the fountain. Claim the trident of destiny, hero. That's what I tell heroes who come to town. Normal folks shouldn't even try to touch an artifact of destiny. You will immediately be turned to stone if you are not the hero of destiny. It is a real shame. Look at this sad chap. Touch the trident of destiny. Now he's a statue. We have no hope of stopping the Dark Wizard Caesarov now. It is said a Dark Wizard can only be defeated by all 7 artifacts of destiny. Well, if someone dies, you have an NPC who can file the paperwork. That's it. Yeah, the receptionist can handle it. All right, hey, Junozani, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch up again soon. We'll be live streaming pretty frequently. We'll be hanging out, talking about the game. I'll be sharing more stuff about it. And on the next stream, I'll be doing another stream probably. I don't know what time it is. I have no what time it is, but later I'll do another one in like 10 hours or something like that, and I'll have the Steam codes ready for that one. I just changed the aspect ratio on my TV to make it look like CRTV. Awesome. If you make sure your aspect ratio is like 4:3 ahead of time, and if your Switch, I don't know if you can tell the Switch to do 4:3. When the game boots up, it will adjust the resolution for that. Let's talk to some people. This is the last town before the Cursed Castle of the North. If you are low on supplies, this is your last chance to get prepared. Well, that's what I'm supposed to tell heroes who come to town. Now that the hero of destiny, was defeated, I will never get another job. What should I do now? I feel like I'm at a loss. They say that the Dark Wizard can draw out the greed, revenge, vanity, and hatred of your soul and turn it against you. You need to prepare yourself before facing the Dark Wizard. I told the hero of destiny this, but it really looked like he wasn't paying attention to me at all. It felt like he was just trying to skip past everything I was telling him. Peace, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, Susanna, Richard, we'll see you again sometime. Thanks for hanging out on the live stream. I'm playing on dock mode. The game is designed to adjust to different aspect ratios. It even adjusts to vertical, but that only works on handheld. So I just want to look at a little bit of the lore here for the storyteller. This guy will tell you. I've written a bunch of lore for this. I'd written locations. I imagined this was a full world. So the Sword of Destiny is meant to be flame element, the fire element. It's on atop the Tower of Kornak. Strike with a chilling shadow of the moon. The Star of Destiny stands at the peak of the Zakon Mountain. Crush with the weight of the earth, the jaws of destiny rests in the Gaudian crater. Lashed with the sheer force of the wind, the whip of destiny sits in the dragon's cavern. Pierced with the trembling spark of thunder, the bow of destiny slumbers in the underwater geocave. Resonate with the vibrant life of nature, the bell of destiny grows within the giant tree Vorandus. And it's like it's this sort of this distant glimpse, like you're peeking into a window. This kind of storytelling makes you feel like there's more to the world than what you're seeing. I enjoy this kind of storytelling because it makes you feel like, oh man, I want to see that. I want to see what the giant tree Vorandus is. What is that? Rend with the shredding ice of the mountain, the trident of destiny awaits you in Melina Village, the final frontier. I have traveled all over the world to spread legend of these weapons. Now that all the heroes are defeated, is my job pointless? Now? Have I wasted my life? Yeah. Sometimes you get a degree in a job that becomes useless. Sorry about that. So, what I want to do is, congrats on the release. Great to see it in the eShop. Hey, Astrosauce, thanks for that. I appreciate that. I really, really, really. And if anyone wants a copy of the game, just let me know in the comments. Let me know your region, and I'll give you a download code. I have download codes for Switch right now. In the next stream, I'll have download codes for Steam. I don't have them right now. So I'm just going to level up a little bit. I feel like I want to level up. This area is specifically for quickly leveling. I know what's up. I play games. I play video games. I know what's up. Sometimes you just need to level grind super fast. What am I even doing here? This is a summoner party. Summons out. Summons out, and then we use these abilities here. There we go. Actually, if I party switch one more time, there we go. Ah, my beautiful, beautiful summons. Yes. Look at all my summons. Oop, get some more beasts out there. There we go. Get my beasts out. Yes, behold my summons. I want more, more. This is the ideal summoner party. This is it. See, so what we're doing, in case you missed it, I'm calling out my summons, and then I have characters that can reduce the cooldown meter of your entire party. I have 3 characters that can do that. So what I'm doing is constantly calling out beasts, and then I'm constantly reducing the cooldown meters. This is how you play the game. Look at all the summons. And of course, later on, I will level up my summons so that they will last long. Go, my pretties, go. I'm making my NPC square dance by pressing Z. Oh, yeah. That's direction locking. Very useful, if you want to stay locked to a direction. I just wanted combat. It was so important that the combat feels fluid, to have a wide range of different weapons that mechanically they let you deal with situations in your own way. And to be able to direction lock and move freely is so satisfying in this kind of game. Because, we grew up with games where you couldn't do that, More summons, more. Yeah, and I was sort of mentioning, I added summons very late in development, and that's why there's no building that is summon related. The Crystarium, for where you upgrade your summons. I put that in the Magic Ring shop, and that's because I couldn't add another building to the town, or the town would feel too crowded. So yeah, that's how you can tell the summons were added pretty late. Heal me, wizard. More summons, more. I like summons. I like them. Xander one side, thank you. Seems wonderfully designed. Not many devs consider the grinding process. I'm a gamer first, right? I enjoy grinding, but only if it's fun. You guys get it, right? There's unpleasant grinding, and then there's grinding where it's like, this isn't so bad, Yeah, and this area, it dozens and dozens of hours went into just this area, just to make grinding feel like it's not a terrible chore, because you also get to experiment with your party and if you're using characters that you've never used before, you have to figure out what role can they play in your team. And not only do the enemies give you experience points, we're going to go back to town now. What they do is they give you green drop, and you can see I've got 880 green drops. So let's go ahead and use our green drop now. I think $9.99 is the maximum. So now that we have green drop, so that area is designed to give experience and green drop. We're going to use our green drop now, and we will upgrade our equipment, our armor. So let's go ahead and heal up. Chronic Pain. I'm enjoying the game so far. I got it on Steam when it dropped. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks very much. When I found this area, I did everyone up to level 6. It wasn't enough. Chronic Pain, I hope you're having fun. So, have you leveled up your armor, Chronic Pain? If you haven't leveled up the armor, you would have been picking up tons and tons of green drop from that area. So now we'll go to the armor, and we will level up our armor. And the armor is a big deal, because some armor, it depends. I made all of the armor be useful in some way, and there's some that change how you play the character entirely. So make sure you try different armor, see what works well. But there's some that increase your HP a ton. So we're going to talk to this guy. There's our armor. Grinding was one of the reasons I don't play RPGs much. I understand, that it can really suck, and that's why I wanted this to be fun. I wanted it to not be miserable. And I wanted it to feel rewarding So that's why the green drop is in there, right? So you see my lumberjack vest is level 0. So let's look at my stats here. Who else has level 0, right? Yeah. So my HP is 160. So let's take what happens to my HP after I level it up. Okay, he enhanced my armor. That guy's a downer. He's like, it's a waste of time. So now it's 175. So my HP has gone up a bit. So I'll show you something else as well, right? So yeah, chronic pain. Make sure you, if you're finding battles tough still, is use that green drop. So let's see. I know where the lumberjack vest is. So you see how my musician, see how his power and defense are 5 and 3, right? So power is 5, defense is 3. I'm gonna switch my armor now. Power, defense. So it's 5 and 3. 5 and 3, yeah? So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to wear the adult pants. The adult pants, it might increase power and defense, but reduce speed. Do you want to wear it? I'll wear it. I'll wear the adult pants. For some reason, I feel sad. Will I ever feel happiness again the way I did when I was young? I don't know, man. I don't know. I am having fun. I haven't leveled up the armor. I have a ton of the green drops. I'll definitely be updating the armor. I knew the system was in there since the level, but hadn't gotten into it. I just wanted to put in stuff that's like, this is what I like as a game. So yeah, to me, it makes you feel rewarded. It's so rewarding because when you level up the armor, you see really tangible effects. You know. So yeah, definitely go for it. So check out the offense. So with power and defense, it was 5 and 3. Now it's 8 and 6. See the adult pants. So if you need a character where they're going in and they're doing the hard fighting. So power is 8, defense is 6. You see my adult pants is level 2. So I'm going to level up the adult pants again. So again, we'll take a whoop. Go back to my musician. So you see how it's 8 and 6. We're going to talk to the armorer. I don't know if you answered this, but how can we tell you if we find glitches or issues? Discord, send me. There's a community on Discord. That's the best way to do it because sometimes I'll miss comments. There's a lot of comments on YouTube, so it's easy for me to not see one. So power's gone up 1 and defense has gone up 1. See, power is now 9, defense is 7, and we'll level up again. This is putting a smile on my face. Genuinely, is this not satisfying, guys? Leveling up your armor and then watching the numbers go up. Oh, this is so satisfying to me. And then you look at your other characters, right? And then you see, oh, his power is only 3 and 2. Power and defense 3 and 2. Power and defense 8 and 10, or 10 and 8. Like, oh man, that is satisfying. Oh man. The Hard Lifestyle. Thanks so much again for the code. Yes, Hard Lifestyle. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I hope you have hours and hours of fun with this. What is the Discord? It should be in the description. Check the description for this video. So, you level that up. 11 and 9. And so I'm going, now with this armor equipped, I'm going to go out to the enemies and we'll just see how much more damage I do as a musician. So yeah, you can level that up, but also you can level up your weapons as well. So there's the blacksmith, and the blacksmith uses magic balls. Again, if you use the bug catcher has a net, and there's one area where you can grind out catching magic balls. Build up your magic balls, and you can get your weapons to be stronger as well. So I'm not going to use my summons yet. I want to see how much damage I'm doing. So I've got power. Okay. Yeah. Whoa, he's 11. Ooh, I'm okay. Okay, that weapon's. Oh, we did the 12. Am I doing the 12 and 13? Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a goodly sum of damage now. And you can see this weapon's I'm 13ing him. I'm 13ing him so hard right now. I can 13 him and 11 him. Yeah, so you can see it's satisfying. We all know what it's like when your numbers go up, and then you can deal more damage. It feels so good. You level up, your numbers go up. I like it. So for anyone that missed it, I will show you the. Oh no, I don't. Oh yeah. I have a catching game. So I will show you guys how to farm for magic balls. I'm just gonna heal really quick. Casual existential crisis tech spawns Xander. Yeah, you get it. You get it. You know, existential dread. Well, that was the theme because in this story, I wanted to explore the king has kind of told these people like, "Yo, your life revolves around the hero of destiny. You got to whatever the hero of destiny wants, do it." And then the guy goes and gets himself killed. So these characters, you know, they've got existential dread. They're kind of like, my one job was to tell this one legend so heroes know where to find the weapons. Uh-oh, the heroes are dead. What am I supposed to do? All right, so what we're going to do now is I'll switch to the Beast Fuser. Ooh, I skipped it. Beast Fuser. So you see how oh no, it's Beast Keeper. Beast Keeper has the catching net. Yeah. So we want magic balls. Magic ball. We have 66. Magic ball lets you upgrade your weapons. So you can find some magic balls as items you can pick up, but this one area here is designed for you to farm for magic balls. And the sign will tell you the characters will talk about magic balls. You know, let's say, is there any way we can catch magic balls? So there's no shields. I created this area because there are no shields. And we're gonna... Oh, he's got it. He's got it out. Oh. Ow, I was a little slow on the uptake. Ow, I was a little slow. My character's gonna get hit by that. Got it. See how I picked up the magic ball? So there's no shields to stop projectiles, but you can stop projectiles with a catching net. And when it comes to the boss fights, it gets way more valuable during the boss fights. Got it. Yeah, here you go. Once you get the flow down, you can farm for magic balls pretty efficiently. Oh, ow! Ow! He charged me. Changed his little pattern there. Ow! I was a little late. Sorry. Now I'm actually in the flow of farming. I'm just gonna carry on there. I want that. I want that. Yep, got my magic balls. Okay, thanks for your service. You died it. Okay. I like the long title. It reminds me of those isekai light novels with weird names. Beldarko. I didn't intend it for it to be that way. You know, I wasn't intending it to sound like an isekai. I just wanted to let people know what the game was right off the bat. But I do find I find them, they make me laugh. I really like, and I understand that what happened was, you know, we had a boom of mangaka and publishers, and there were more people creating manga, and it was becoming harder to tell people what your manga is about. You know, if you had, the Great Mana Tree, or Wonderful Sword, or Magic Balls, if that was the title of your manga, you go into a manga shop and you see 100 manga, and if they all have a name like that, like Emerald Dragon, Mystical Land, the viewer's not going to know what your manga is about. There's too many, and so that is why manga started the naming convention of having a very long, very descriptive title, because when people read that title, then they'll know exactly what it is about. The time I stubbed my toe and gained telekinesis, the time I was eaten by a dragon but then became a dragon. If people see that, they'll know what the story is about. It's very descriptive, so I can see where it came from. I think that's the idea of those, yeah. But also it's funny because after that, it evolved into something that's more humorous. It's so fun saying all of that. Whoa, we've been going for almost 3 hours on this stream. This is what happens when Freeman in the game die fighting the Dragon Lord, and the town people got to do it themselves. Bubba, you got it exactly, Bubba. Yeah. A friend of mine, Freeman, is his absolute favorite anime. I've been meaning to catch up to. I'm behind. Please don't judge me. I'm behind on every single manga and anime that I want to read and watch. I'm so far behind. The reason I'm behind is because I've been working on this, and I've been working on my other upcoming games. there's at least 2 more games that I want to ship this year. Ideally, I would like to ship 3 more games this year, and it's going to take a huge amount of work. I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind. I've been told that I'm behind on One Piece, My Hero. I think I've been told that I've read through My Hero. I want to watch it. I've been told that they have the new episodes out. I haven't even seen it. I am behind too. Thank you for that. I feel bad because all of my friends, we'll catch up. We'll go for a road trip, and then we'll just, you hang out, and then my friends will say, "Oh yeah, I've been watching this," and I feel bad. It's like, oh, please don't talk about that because it's going to spoil. I feel bad because now my friends don't get to talk about what they're watching. And it's fun when you get to talk about it with your friends. It's fun when you get to talk about the stuff you're watching. So I feel bad when I say, "Oh, please don't talk about that. It's going to spoil it." I will catch up after I ship 3 more games this year. 3 more. I'm going to ship 3 more games, and then I'm going to catch up to all my favorite stuff. The time I died and came back as a townsperson after the dragon lord dies. This is it. This is it. And I wasted those. I don't know why I wasted those. I'm really looking forward to seeing people do solo runs. So, yeah, that's going to be funny. And of course, I put all of these systems in here. All of the leveling up, you increase your armor and your weapons. It's in here so you could potentially do solo runs. I have tried the solo runs myself. A game like this, I've spent around 200 or 300 hours just testing, and the solo runs are hard, but it is possible. I was around 20. I think I was around 25. And then, of course, you have your other stuff that you can do with your armor and your weapons. But my character level, around 20 to 25, if you have your weapons and your armor, you can do a solo run around 20 to 25 with the other enhancements. Okay. Let's get some armor. I want to get some armor leveled up. My lumberjack vest. Lumberjack vest. So, yeah. Armor's so important. Yeah, and there's some armor that's just for defense. That's super, super helpful. So we'll check the armor here. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon as a real manga. The time I was reincarnated as an actual manga volume. There's a padded shirt. So this one increases your defense like crazy. Let's just take a look at that, right? So I have a character that currently has adult pants. So if we take a look at adult pants, the defense is 10 on adult pants. And if we wear the padded shirt, now the defense is 12. So it's gone up like crazy. So that, if your character's gone up close, it's whatever loadout you want for that character. There's so many different ways to set up a character, and I just think this kind of system is satisfying. I think it's fun. Okay, let me level up my other characters. In a solo run, the hero was never the chosen one; it was accountant. that's it. Oh, this is the soundtrack. I did a Pokemon minigame. Does anyone know Pokemon Mini? Oh, I've dropped my Pokemon Mini. I don't like that. I actually made a Silver Falls game for the Pokemon Mini, and then the soundtrack, you're hearing a little, it's playing right now. I did a full soundtrack for it. I am going to do a reorchestrated version as well, anyway. I specifically created these characters out of chunks. I made a template character with chunks because I wanted to have that. That's how 3D graphics were constructed in a more primitive way back in the 90s. And I think it really sells that, seeing the points at which the geometry is connected, but it's not one single piece, really helps with that feeling, And I wanted to evoke. You guys get it. I don't have to explain it. You get it. I was trying to evoke a particular era, and that's why I built the characters' graphics out of pieces. I think it's charming as well. Okay, hold on. That's level 2. I'll go to level 3. So yeah, use up your green drop. If you got green drop, use it. Favorite beverage. You guys, what's your favorite beverage? So when I was younger, it was Mountain Dew all the way. Mountain Dew Classic, Code Red. I'll take a Code Red. I didn't really like Baja Blast that much. I don't know why everyone was crazy about it. I liked Mountain Dew Classic, but as an adult, I can't drink Mountain Dew without feeling sick. It's just too sugary. Um, but back in 23, I discovered sugar-free A&W root beer, and this was in the States. And strike me down if that doesn't taste like full-blood A&W root beer. Sugar-free A&W root beer tastes like full blood, and it's so delicious. So that's my favorite beverage. Iced tea, fantastic. What is there, Beldarco, is there a particular brand? And I find it interesting hearing from people in different countries because we all have different brands in different countries, and it's so neat hearing the names of different products. An accountant is actually a good character because he has audit, and audit increases the party's movement speed. And I believe he is he's the only character. There may be one other character that can increase party speed, I think. Root beer when I was little, Shasta raspberry cream now. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Shasta, all right? That's so I don't know. I don't know the last time I had a Shasta. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had, but I like the lime Shasta for some reason. That's ringing a bell with me. Yeah, I used to drink a ton of Shasta. That's good value for money, is what that is. Shasta's good value for money. And but for me these days, it's so hard to beat sugar-free A&W. Oh, did I? Oh, I used up all my green drop already. Oh wow, I really went through my green drop super fast. I need more. I need more green drop. I'm a great lover of soda myself. Only do diet now. Yeah, uh, Buddha B9911. I can't do full blood soda anymore. I think I burned out my digestive system when I was younger, drinking too much soda. But there's some sugar-free soda that tastes great. I do like a Pepsi Max. Nothing wrong with Pepsi Max. Coffee, no brand preference, but Kirkland Costco's good value. I enjoy a nice black coffee in the morning. I'll share with you a life hack. You guys may already know this life hack, um, but drinking too much coffee is really bad for you. And when I was working absurdly long hours to make my games, I was drinking too much coffee. And so my new life hack that I'm using is I just make a normal strength instant coffee in the morning. I drink half of it, and then after I drink half of the coffee, I'll go back and then I'll refill the mug with hot water. And so now my brain thinks that I'm having a second cup of coffee. I'll drink half of that and then go back in and then add hot water. I'll do that about 4 times before I'll finish off the cup. But then it feels like I'm having tons of coffee, even though I'm only having 1 cup. That's my life hack. I don't know if, I think other people would find it disgusting that the coffee gets more watery. I can put up with it. Used to drink Coke a lot, but now I'm a Pepsi fan. Ooh, dietary Pepsi. Yeah, you know what? Whoa. Ray, I think I'm the same. Yeah, when I was younger, I didn't like Pepsi. I only had Coke, but I don't really drink Coke anymore, and I'll have a Pepsi Max. Australia does not have sugar-free A&W root beer. Australians don't like root beer at all. So, go, my summons, go! Yeah, this little area for grinding out resources. You get to level up in green drop. You get to experiment with your party, and you get to try different loadouts, see what the abilities do, get used to it. And you get into a flow. I think it's kind of pleasant. And then there's other areas as well. There's other areas where you can do this, but this one's the easiest. It's the fastest way to level up and get green drop. It's a green drop. It's so useful. Look, I've already got 109 green drop. See? There's a brand of cola here in RJ called. Oh, do you mean Rio de Janeiro? They're called Min Heirinho, and it's a regional thing here. I like looking up. I'm gonna look that up because I like seeing the packaging. There's something interesting to me about product packaging. I'm not like a, you know how like there's train people and they're really about trains or plane people. I'm not like a packaging person, but I just think it's interesting seeing packaging from different countries. It's cool. It's cool to me. I got a heals. Summon party. I'm gonna look at my levels. Oh, cool. I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, 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 nice. Get my summons out. Come on, for summons. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna level up our armor a little bit, and then I'll do a little battle in the dungeon. We'll see. I know I'm gonna get wrecked, you know, but let's see how well my summons do. Beastkeeper is actually not a bad lead because the Beastkeeper has the Shepherd Staff, and when you hit an enemy with the Shepherd Staff, it deals less damage to you. So, yeah. Ouch! I'm gonna. Ouch! I need heals. There was a local root beer called Thomas Kempter. Local products are so fun because they feel kind of creepy, like they don't exist anywhere except that one area because it's made locally, and it feels like it should be a product in a TV show, like a fake product. So yeah, I really like local stuff. If I'm somewhere and I see local stuff, I'll generally will buy the local stuff because I want to try different products. You know, I want to try different food stuffs. I already don't even go to I don't go to fast food restaurants and franchises because I like local restaurants and mom and pop diners. Look at these adorable little snowman guys. That's some of your beast summons. Is the snowman one. If you keep calling out the summons and then the beasts change, you know, you get different beasts. So the snowman, um, I think they're adorable. Oh, cute. Thomas Kemper. Oh, they don't make it anymore. Yeah, it could be a situation where whoever was making it is gone. They're gone. No more. Okay, I'm gonna level up my armor a little bit more. Who needs it? Okay, my beast keeper. Okay, we'll do this and then we'll run up to the we'll run to the dungeon. See if I can do at least one room in the dungeon. Okay, and remember, guys, to read this green book because this will give you hints about the weapons. Certain weapons have special effects, you know. And there's certain enemies, their special attack. You know, the special attacks are the ones that fill a large area. You know, if an enemy can hit you with a big area of effect, that's qualified as a special attack. And if they throw something at you, that's a projectile. I might wrap up the stream pretty soon just to have something to eat. I've had an apple this morning, and I would like to eat something else. I'd like to have some food in my body. I switched a couple times in life. Now I'm mostly on Pepsi Zero, sugar and caffeine-free Diet Coke. I've never even, I never think about, I never think about the caffeine content. I just assume that if it says, you know, like Pepsi Max, it has no caffeine or whatnot. I never think about the caffeine content. I have more magic balls. I have more magic balls. Though I'm a big tea drinker. I also like coffee. I like tea. I'm an Earl Grey drinker. Drink Earl Grey. And I think the majority of my friends, um, I was looking at Magic Ball when I should have been looking at Green Drop. I wasn't even paying attention. It's Green Drop. Green Drop is the upgrade. I think the majority of my friends I catch up with, we just have a cup of tea. We'll go over to each other's houses for just a cup of tea, have a chat. You know, someone might make some sandwiches. We'll put a cheese platter. Oh, it's nice having a cheese platter. Often someone will pick up a pastry from the bakery, bring it over. We'll eat some pastries. It's just nice to catch up with someone over a cup of tea, you know. I do like a cup of tea. My green drop has been depleted. Alright. Ooh, a level 6 on my armor now. So my health on my guy, 210. Nice, I like the noise keeper. Let's head up to the final dungeon. Let's just see what we can do. See if we'll do anything. The caffeine free just tastes better to me than the normal Diet Coke. There's Diet Coke and there's Coke Zero, right? They're two different products. That's confusing to me. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, right? Astro sauce, Sprite and tea are my favorite common drinks, but horchata is my favorite. Oh, I had horchata for the first time in years the other day. The other day I was getting lunch with my sister and her family, and it was at a Mexican restaurant. It was called El Torito, and this was in San Jose, California. And at El Torito, we were there on a Saturday, and it was a breakfast buffet. All you can eat breakfast buffet. We did. We ate as much as we could. And one of the drinks that you can serve yourself there was horchata. And I hadn't had horchata in maybe 13, 14, no, probably 14 or 15 years. Oh, it was so good. It was delicious. I had a cup of horchata, and then I poured myself a coffee, and then I added horchata to it, and then I had a horchata coffee. That's a nice drink. I do enjoy that. Oh, no, I cannot let this guy have his way with me. It makes me want to scream and shout. Let's shout. There we go. Having an optimal flow, too. Did he grab my duck? Oh, he grabbed my duck. No. He can't. They can't grab summons. Just look like. No, my duck was just wrecking him. That's what was happening. No. This is a kill zone. Ah! This area was a trap. I put it in there to make people think that they could go in there. It's a trap. There's just a bunch of enemies that'll jack you up. Get my summons out. This is a good summon party. This is ideal. I'm feeling good about my summon party here. Yes, Coke Zero is a zero sugar Coke. I wasn't looking at the screen, I'm reading. It tries to taste like normal Coke. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, be sure to, you can go off the path, remember? You don't have to follow the path. The path just shows you how to get to the final dungeon. But you're rewarded for exploring. You can go off the path, and you can find more stuff. I'm going to get killed by this guy if I'm not careful. I feel concerned for my well-being. I have to actually be careful about this. I got to shout this guy. I actually have... Okay. No. He grabbed my guy. This is bad. I might lose him. Oh, crap. This guy has high... I lost my Beast Fuser. Great. I don't see. This is the thing with an all summon build. It means that you have massive weaknesses because now grabbing enemies can grab me. If you balanced your party, you would have someone that has Oil Splash, and Oil Splash prevents enemies from grabbing you. I don't have Oil Splash because I wanted an all summoner party. So you see, it's good in theory. You know, having a summon party is good in theory. I'm going to be defeated. I shall run away. So, you know, the character's snapping here. They're also grabbed by an enemy. So, I think if I could go in here, I think I'll get healed. Another thing to implement in the game: a tavern with drinks and food. I always really like that in a game. Oh man, I have lost my characters and I don't feel nice about it. I'll go in for a free heal. There's a tavern in here, but I really like games that let you pick food and eat food, and there's effects to the food. But I had to focus, I had to make sure the game had a really clear focus, and the focus was on these characters traversing the environment and reaching the final dungeon, defeating the final boss, And if I were to do another game in this series, I would like to have more interactivity, like a tavern with food and drink and more stuff you can do. But then there should be a reason, and a good reason would be, this character gets stat boost from food and things. But that's not where I wanted the focus to be. That doing something like that would end up splitting the focus. All of the performance of your characters I wanted the performance to come from the characters themselves. Whereas, if you were playing as the hero, it would make sense for the hero to spend time in the tavern, eat food and drinks, get stat boosts. It made more sense for that kind of thing to be for a hero. So that was my thought process for the decisions I've made. And I really like having taverns and restaurants where you can eat food, pick food. It adds a sense of immersion. It makes the world feel alive. I've lost 2 characters. I'm not going to say it because I don't like having lost my characters. That guy has special attack. He's going to jack me up. With it, okay, so I'm short of 2 members. Let's see if we can do one of these battle rooms, even though we only have 6 people. Okay, here we go. We'll check what this thing is here. Resonate with the vibrant life of nature. The bell of destiny has been abandoned and left to decay and ruin. This doesn't make sense. Why would the hero of destiny, abandon the bell of destiny? Now the barkeep gotta go fight. That's right. Well, the bartender is actually a pretty good character in this. She's got, I think, drink splash. She can splash a drink, and I think she has refreshments. And refreshment is the only way to cure poison. And there are enemies that can poison. So the bartender is one of the only characters that can cure poison. I've lost 2 of my summoners. What can we do now? If you had a character that could build, then you could. You have spatial control. I don't have characters that build, so I'm at a disadvantage. So a summoner party takes a lot of work to get your summons to where they can make up for the fact that you now have lost your defensive versatility. There's a lot of setup. You got to level up your summons. I'm going to lose one of my characters here, my singer. If I can get another set of summons out. Come on, please. Okay, I don't want to lose my singer. Please get out of there. I'm going to lose my delivery man in a second. Come on, guys. Just get a couple summons out. I'm getting cornered. Get him, my summons. Get him. Okay. No, I lost my delivery man. Oh, no. Okay, see, my summons, they are doing the work, though. I got one of the enemies down. Okay, I got my burger. I got another duck out. Come on. I can just keep the rest of my party alive. My musician. Come on, guys. Yeah, I got one. Whew. Okay. No, I can do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll get this. Come on. We'll get him. Get him, summons, get him. This kind of resource management, to me, this is pretty satisfying. This is a fun way to engage with combat, because you got to manage your resources really carefully. Spacing's so important. My ducks are doing all of the heavy lifting. Okay, got a beast. Yes, the beast is dealing some damage there. Okay. Yeah. Reduce the cooldown. That guy charged me. Oh no, I've lost my singer! Oh no! Uh-oh. Is this gonna be enough? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oof, that was definitely protect Howard Diesel. There's no shrine to revive, no. There's permadeath is turned on by default. You can go to the menu in the beginning of the game, or at the title screen, you can turn off permadeath. If permadeath is turned off, go back to the town and you can recruit the characters again. The team, this is all that's left. We've got the Beastkeeper, the Musician, and the Burger. Where's that? The lighting is so nice. Is this cell shading? Mouse fan, no, this is not cell shading. This is restricted palette dithering. It's a mouthful. But what it is, this game only uses the 52 colors from the Nintendo. So on the screen here, what you see with the characters, there is no color on here that you would not see on the Nintendo. Nintendo was only capable of 52 colors, those are the 52 colors that I've used here. And I use dithering. Dithering, see how it looks like a checkerboard pattern? So I use that dithering to shade so it looks like there's more colors than there actually is. So that is dithering, a restricted palette. So here we go. We're going after this is a sub boss with 3 characters who are jacked up. I have no heals. Let's just see how far we get. Sazerov, impudent whelp. But here's one thing: I wanted Sazerov. I wanted to do voice acting for Sazerov, but I had too much to do. I had so much to do with this game, and with the combat and the balancing all the characters. It was so much work that I didn't have time to implement voice acting, and I wanted to do like a really overdramatic Shakespearean voice for Sazerov. So I'll just do it. Impudent whelp. What do you hope to accomplish here? Behold my power, the greed brought forth from the fallen hero of destiny. Arise! The darkness within your own soul will become your own undoing. Now suffer, miserable creature! Give me your despair. I wanted to do voice acting for Sazerov. Yeah. I'll do it live. We're doing it live. This is how you get fire gems. Hold on. Guys, no, it's worth it. It's worth it. Because now, look. Fire gem, I have 12 right now. I have 14. It's slow going. This is how you get fire gems. Okay? So how you make your summons stronger? This is it. Oh, crap. No. Please don't kill me. I want to farm for fire gems. Please let me farm. You have to let me farm. Get away from me. I want to farm. I'm going to farm for as long as I can, and then I have to re-recruit my party. Farming. I have 26. It's slow going, Caesar. You get it. Claude from another world was the hero, yeah. You guys totally get it. Yeah, so remember this. If you're doing a summoner run and you want to level up your summons, this is how you get fire gems. I have 14 now. Oh, he got me. I did get fire gems out of it, though. Okay, I got 30 fire gems. Make that when someone dies, they keep following you, but as a coffin, like Dragon Quest. There's so many different ways, you could implement that. I like the cute Dragon Quest coffins that they follow along. Hello, Guy Life. How's it going? Oh, this is not a Pokemon game. Pokemon is a very different game. This is more like an old Zelda action adventure. I'm a big fan of Pokemon, but this is very different from Pokemon. Let's see here. I took a screenshot so I can just re-recruit my members again because I forgot. It's easy to forget what your party is. So I took a screenshot. So I'm just gonna re-recruit my dudes again. So actually no, I don't have to do a summoner party. I'm not gonna no. I'll just pick random people. There's more than 50 playable characters. I'm just gonna randomly pick people now. Is there an accountant NPC? Yep, we're gonna get the accountant now. Then when you make a new Gravedigger NPC, he gets stronger the more coffins you have. Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool. The more characters that have died, the Gravedigger gets more powerful. There is a feature from this that I had to cut that I really wanted it, but I had to cut it. It would have taken a lot of work. And logistically, it was like a huge problem logistically. And I'll show it to you now. With permadeath, is it possible to run out of NPCs to recruit? No, because the character that you play as never gets knocked out of the party. So you'll always have the character that you play as, and there are 2 characters that cannot be removed via permadeath, and I'll show them to you. Actually, one is a secret. The receptionist
in the Battle Coliseum, she ignores permadeath, so she cannot be killed through permadeath, and Signpost cannot be killed through permadeath. And the reason why Signpost can't be killed through permadeath is that he's not alive. He's a signpost. Well, that's why he has existential dread. And the idea behind the receptionist is that perhaps they just hired another receptionist. So yeah, there will always be two characters, even if you've with permadeath turned on, even if it feels like you've lost everyone, there will always be two party members you can have. So that is something that I considered very carefully. And we'll take the Gravedigger with us. We'll take the priest and some people. So here's what I really like about the accountant. Accountant, dance, audit. Let's move. Let's ride. Look how fast you can move. What we're going to do is give the accountant, and this is the most accountant-ass looking character I could have made. The balding, sort of red hair with the mustache. And because I really wanted to explore the idea of the 80s design philosophy for characters, he has that the onesie. It's not even really a tunic. It's a onesie underwear. I think is a very 80s look with the white long sleeves. I think no one in their right mind would create a character design like this in the modern day. But imagining a character design from the 80s, I feel like this, underwear is so 80s. We're going to give the flower dress to the accountant, so it increases movement, speed, and magic. Let's go ahead and have a look at our stats. You see, magic has actually gone up by 4, but none of these characters can use magic. So no one's magic stat ever increases through level up, and the flower dress is the only thing that actually increases the magic stat. So that's the only reason his magic stat is not 0. So his movement speed now is naturally faster than it normally would be. So let's see how much faster we move now with Audit. We have Audit and the flower dress, and look how fast you can move. This is flying. So yeah, the accountant is a good character. Let's go ahead and grab some other characters. There's so many. There's so many here. Okay, we'll take the priest. Priest, go with. We're going to take man. We're going to take woman. Something lively here. Okay. A balding stash 80s onesie with the flower dress with a beautiful magic crime. I dig it. I like it. And if this was a single player game, I mean, not a single, if it was a single character game, where you only have one playable character, then I would make it so that when you have equipment, then the equipment shows up on your character. That is not reasonable to implement if you have more than 50 playable characters. That means you have to make it so every character can wear it. And to scale it is a stupid amount of work. So you don't see the equipment on the character. But if this was a single character game, I would make it to where the clothes show up on the character. Wait, no. Do I already have too many characters? I want. So the Magi ring seller, I designed her hair because I wanted her hair to look like pink ice cream. Now, if you look at it, it's got like a little ice cream. I think that's fun, and that's why I did it. You know what? And I think if someone had the guts to do a cosplay from this game, I would like to see someone attempt the onesie underwear balding mustache. Yeah, that's the cosplay I want to see. Onesie underwear balding mustache. That's the cosplay I want to see from this game. I don't even know what my character's abilities are. I should give them armor. I'm just gonna pick something. I'm gonna pick something. See, the adult pants seem good, right? Because the adult pants are attack or your power and defense, but they slow you down. You move slower. Oh, these items have been here for ages. I'm gonna grab these green drop here.
The defense is good. I'll just take the adult pants. I'll just wear it. Americans don't wear clothes anymore in 2026. I don't know. I was in America a couple weeks ago, and everyone I met was wearing clothes. Though one time I did join a hiking club. A friend of mine that I go hiking with, he was busy with stuff, and I really wanted to go for a hike. And so I thought I'd try a hiking club. Looked up a club, went hiking, and then we get to a certain point in the hike where everyone stops and they take their clothes off. And it turns out that I had joined a nudist hiking club. And that was a shock to my system. And that was the last time I joined that hiking club for a hike. I've not joined them for another hike since. Though I still get emails from them. It's automated. But they'll say where they're hiking and where they're going, and I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. Nowhere in their emails does it even say that it's a nudist hiking club. So that was not. I'm a little bit apprehensive about looking up hiking clubs online now. So I'll just wait till my friend's not busy, and then we'll go hiking then. So it's just I'm apprehensive. I've learned my lesson. Oh, do I not have enough green? I don't have enough green drops, so I can't level up. And this guy, my challenge. It was so challenging trying to get these characters to look boring and interesting at the same time. You know what I mean? What's so important is that your party has to look fun. Your party needs to look interesting. And so I designed every single character next to every single character. And I needed to make sure that no matter what party makeup you have, your party should look interesting. So whatever they're wearing, their clothes, the palette, I wanted them to look interesting, but you can't do too much. If you do too much, it'll make the characters look like main characters. And one of the most important things about this whole game is that these characters are obviously NPCs. So I needed to make sure that they looked boring but interesting at the same. You know what I mean? And it was tough. I spent so much time just focusing on fine-tuning these characters. Surprise, this is a no-pants hiking club. You knew what it was when you wanted to go there. Come on. You're giving me some stick here. Yikes, I take that back. That's bad. I didn't want, no, yeah. I never went back, though. I remember it. The website says Nature Hiking Club. Nature hiking. I thought, oh, okay. There's probably like city hiking clubs, right? Where people hike to the city. I don't know. Nature hiking sounds, sure, yeah. I just want to go into nature. That's all I want. So if you guys see a hiking club that says Nature Hiking Club, you'll learn from me, okay? You'll learn from my mistakes. I gotta go have a cool game. Mousefan, it's been awesome to hang out. Thanks for catching up. I'm gonna go pretty soon as well. I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I'm starving. I'm gonna see if there's a pizza or something in my freezer. So many interesting details, both technical and lore-wise. Thanks for hanging out. It's been so fun. I will organize the Steam review codes. Again, if there's anyone here, before I leave, if you want a copy of this game, I can give you a download code for Switch. Right now, just let me know in the comments what your region is. I'll give you a copy of the game. And later on, I will organize the Steam, and then if you want a copy on Steam, let me know. I'll give you a copy of the game on Steam. Buddha B911. I also want to take this chance to say, as a music creative and a gamer, I appreciate your videos. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll see you around. We'll hang out. We'll hang out in live streams. We'll hang out in comments. Thanks very much. It's been awesome. It's been so fun hanging out with you. Take care. I'll take an NA Switch code. Yeah, absolutely. I got one coming right up. Serving this hot right here. Okay, I hope you have a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget that there is local multiplayer. You just get a second, third, or fourth controller. You press the plus button, and then you got another player can play the game with you. Could I have a switch code USA? Absolutely, you got it. You got it right here. Okay, I hope you have fun. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, and then for Steam, I'll organize that for later. Okay, so yeah, we'll hang out a little bit. We'll chat a little bit more. Brendan, awesome, thanks. You know what, guys? Brendan Goldman has been supporting me since my very first game. I'm pretty sure. Always hanging out here. I'm so grateful that you're here to support me and cheer me on. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Brendan. Okay, everyone, we'll hang out. We'll just chat a little bit. We'll cool down and then we'll log out. I bought this game in RPG Maker based on your videos. Thanks for all you do. Xander, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And I'm working on a number of videos where I'll help people learn RPG Maker and also I'll share tips and design philosophy. So I hope you look forward to that. I have heaps of RPG Maker stuff coming, and I am looking at other engines, especially Game Maker. I think is also a good one. Are you going to share your unfinished game soundtracks on your Discord? Uh, yes, if you remind me, Ray, remind me, and then I'll send it to you in a zip file because I know you like the tracks from the game that I haven't finished yet. I will finish that game, but I'll send it to you in a zip file. So just remind me. Send me a DM if you wouldn't mind. Astrosauce, I hope you enjoy. All right, everyone, it's been so much fun. Thanks, everyone. Some last minute tips. Don't forget to pick up your spheres of hardiness. So there's the main town. There's a couple here just to start out with to help you get your characters up to speed really quickly. There's a sphere of hardiness there. You get a permanent health boost, maximum HP. There's a sphere of hardiness there. And then to the east, there's another one right there. It's just a good boost to your party to start out. Ow! It hurt me, precious. And I had to put a lot of thought into the limited animation. So you see how there's limited frame animation to help it feel like it's frame by frame animated. So it feels like an older game. You know how the sprites were 2D animated. You know, so we have a limited frame, but when they swing their weapons, it's no longer limited frame animation. You see how smooth it is when they swing the weapons? Now, I had done the animations to where they were limited frame, but the problem was it looked bad. I wanted it to be limited frame because that's how it was in old days, but it looked bad. And so I had to make the decision, and that decision was that the attack animations will not be limited frame. What was more important is that the attack animation looked good, that it looked fluid, and unfortunately, having limited frame attack animations looked bad. And so that's why everything is limited frame animation. You know, look at the feet as they're walking, except for when they attack. And what was more important was that it looked good, that it felt nice to look at. And I found that when the attacking animations were limited frame, it didn't feel good to look at. It felt unpleasant. So, yeah. Your character designs are great. I love big eyes, no mouth. Yeah, I'm not sure if you were here earlier for the discussion, but I spent a lot of time creating this very specific look because it makes the characters look naive and innocent. This is the kind of look that we see from 8-bit and 16-bit games. The characters' eyes made them look kind of vacant, you know? They just look naive and innocent. And so it was important to me that when I created this, that the characters gave off that, because it was especially important to show that they were naive, because these characters don't know what they're getting into. They're about to go face the final boss. They're fighting endgame enemies, and they don't know anything about combat. So that was important to achieve a look to where they just looked naive and innocent, and it makes them look derpy and cute. The mustaches, all the beards, you know, I put so much effort into making sure that they looked derpy and innocent. And especially the way that they blink. It's actually quite slow. A blink generally would be faster than that, but I wanted it to look derpy. And there's a squishiness to the way they blink, and there's a chunkiness to the way that their eyes look. And it was all in service of making them look derpy and adorable and innocent. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out, you know? There's also that balancing out that the characters, they have to look good in limited resolution. And what I mean by that is, we'll go ahead on the Switch, press the shoulder buttons, plus and minus, and you go to the options. Oh, extras. We'll turn off high res mode, go back into the game.
They are pre-Mii's. Yeah, you get it. But there's the Mii's. Yeah, the Mii's have like such a derpiness to them. That's a good point. Um, True, they're just random dudes. Exactly. They're not meant to look heroic and strong. You know, a good hero, has there's direction to their character design, and these are meant to look like these are the NPCs, and the eyes, because now we're in limited resolution, the eyes still have to look good even in limited resolution. There were so many logical and technical challenges that I had to face when working on this, and it was such a fun challenge. This was a way harder game to work on than I thought it would be, and it was so fun. It was so satisfying and fun overcoming the challenges of this, and it was so satisfying. I had so much fun making this. I feel like I'm a better developer after having worked on this because I'd never done a game quite like this, and it was so interesting figuring out, how do I make this look good? How do I make this feel good? Draven's. Ray. Okay, we'll keep in touch. Okay. Uh, Camrioncle. Camrioncle. Rest at the inn, stay at the bed. They all hop in the same bed. Yeah, I kind of like the logic of that. They check the bed, and it's just the one. I could have made it to where they all walked to different beds, but I thought, no, this is funny. A little bit of abstract humor. But logically, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there are actually 2 beds here. You can't see, but there are 8 beds. But I think it's funny that they all hover over the same one. Did I hear you mention couch co-op for this? 100%, yes. There's up to 4 players. So player 1 controls the lead, and if you have other controllers, press plus or start, and you can have 3 other players control 3 other characters. Yeah, there you go. Draven, thank you again so much for the free code. I'm seriously so excited to play this. I've been watching you for the last year, and I love seeing your videos. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out and enjoying and having fun. It's really fun just hanging out with you guys and chatting. And I'm bad at YouTube because I'm supposed to. A person who does YouTube is supposed to follow the algorithm, do what the algorithm wants. Whatever, I'll do what I want. I don't do what the algorithm wants, and I know that YouTube, kind of punishes me for that. And it's like, I don't give a shit about the views. I'm gonna talk about stuff that I think people would enjoy. So, and stuff that I enjoy. So yeah, that's my angle on YouTube. How long did you work on this project? The framework itself, I've been building the framework. It was about almost 3 years making the framework. And the framework is all of the programming, all of the logic that goes into it. So it's almost 3 years on the framework. But now that I have the framework, I could make action adventure games. And of course, there's a huge amount of customizability. So I will make way more games using this framework. But mechanically, they'll be quite different. They'll have all of their own unique identity. So it's not going to play, like this. But the framework lets me make action RPG games very quickly now. The framework almost took 3 years. And the game itself, probably 5 months. No, maybe 6 months. 6 months of just this game itself. Yeah, I would say maybe 6 or 7. I've had I had a lot of family stuff going on at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and it's like a bummer, a real bummer family stuff. So I've lost track of time. So I may not even be correct in saying how much time I've spent on this. Yeah, I've just lost track of time. But yeah, the game itself probably 6 or 7 months, but the framework about 3. So, and the framework is all of the programming and everything. Yeah, couch co-op is my. I love couch co-op or couch versus because a good buddy of mine will come over, and we'll do. Sometimes I'll just buy random games that are like $2 or $3 just because it has some sort of multiplayer. And then we'll do multiplayer. We'll just hang out the whole night. So yeah, that's one way we hang out. And I've been thinking about that. I've been considering that, and I thought maybe I'll spend some time just making a bunch of fun little multiplayer games because games like this take a long time. And I thought, what if I just made some fun little games that are multiplayers? Because I want to think about friends that just go over to hang out. They go on the eShop. They'll pick up a game for a couple bucks. They're not looking for a long-term game that they'll love forever. They just want a fun little game to have a laugh with their friends.
So I've been thinking about that, and I'm thinking I might do some games that are going to take me a short amount of time, but it's something that people can just have fun, have a laugh with their friends for a little while. So I'm thinking maybe a few of my upcoming games are going to be like that, where they're going to be smaller, and I'll make them like $2, and people can just pick it up and have a laugh with their friends. So I'm thinking of that. Games, I guess, take a lot of time and focus. A personal interest is greater than algorithm nonsense. Absolutely. I think it's more interesting that we have stuff that you like and I like that we're interested in that we can talk about. And that's fun and funny. I've been writing a lot of scripts for comedy videos, but the comedy sketches, they take a lot of effort and time, and I haven't had the time. So once I have a little bit more time, I have a bunch of comedy sketches that I'll be uploading. Hey, you said the funny number. I don't know what a funny number is. I'm really bad with memes. I don't know. Oh, I lost my accountant. I'm gonna reset because I lost my accountant. No, he's a very good character. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream and have something to eat. Again, thanks very much, you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you enjoy the game, if you want to help me out, you can go to like game review sites and just put your thoughts on the game and say what you liked about the game, what you didn't like about the game. Let people know about the game. If you told other people about the game, it'd be a huge help to me because I suck at telling people to buy my game because I don't like telling people to spend money and I don't like telling people to buy my stuff. As you can see, I'm happy to hang out with you guys and just give you a copy of my game because I just want to make cool games. So yeah, I suck at telling people to buy things because I don't like it. But if you guys want to help me out, it would be a huge help if you just told people about my game, or if you have a friend that wants a copy of my game, I'll give your friend a copy of the game. So yeah, there we go. Thanks everyone. I really appreciate it. All right, thanks guys. Rogi Nan, awesome. Take care, everyone. Buddha B911, Astro Sauce, Feldarko, Ray, Camry Cole, Sotar, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Let's all hang out again soon. I'm gonna try and work on some of my comedy sketch videos. I really want to do them, but they're time consuming. But I've got a bunch I want to do. I've been buying costumes and props for the scripts that I've been writing. Yeah, okay. We'll catch up again soon, everyone. We'll hang out. I'm gonna have myself a pizza. I'm gonna sort out the Steam codes, and then the next time I stream, I will have the Steam codes available. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been so much fun. I'll see you guys. Yeah, you yeah, you the best, bro. Thanks, everyone. We'll hang out again soon. We're gonna hang out soon. I'll stream more regularly, and we can have some fun. We'll play other games. Take care, everyone. I'll see you. Thanks. This was fun. Thanks, everyone.